What's crack-a-lackin', people? It is episode 24. Wow, so last week's episode was 5 hours. Seems like you guys really enjoyed these. 5 hour long podcast, and I'm still bewildered by how you guys are able to sit through these like that. Like, man, sometimes I have a hard time.
Telling you.
I have a hard time sitting through here doing this myself, trying not to fall asleep sometimes. But these guys, damn.
I'll tell you what, man, because I do it too. I'll load up a whole bunch of Sargon streams or whoever, and I'll just put them in the background while I'm playing Warframe or Overwatch or whatever. And because it's real easy to listen to that stuff. And whenever the game gets too intense, you know, I don't play like competitive or anything, but you know, even if I get a little try hard or whatever, you know, you just stop paying attention to it, and it's no big deal. And yeah, I'll kill 10 hours of podcasts or whatever in, you know, a day or two.
I figured, you know, at some point people
it's
were
like
gonna
playing
do this,
games with friends for people who don't have friends. You know.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's still
not
crazy.
Not that I don't have friends or anything. I swear. Yeah, Shaner is very gay. Where the
that didn't work out. Sorry. Hold on. There we go. Sorry.
Your little bitch boy to run over there and slap him or something. He's got his bike, right?
Right.
Wasn't he saying he was trying to get better at riding his bike so he could make it up a hill without your wife, you know,
sorry about
bumming
the
him a ride?
Right. Sorry about raping the ears, guys. My bad. Yeah, some weird audio glitch just took place. Sorry about that, guys.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's fucking
the Xbox.
stupid.
You say audio glitch, but what it is you just forgot to turn it down.
That's right.
He accidentally hit the mic boost button.
We'll call human error glitches now.
Oh, man. So we actually got some news tonight that we're actually going to be talking about. My particular article is very surprising. I wasn't expecting it. That's fantastic. Like, it's fantastic. I think it's wait, can you guys hear me?
Brem?
What?
Technical difficulty.
I know, right?
I'm trying to mute the game now. He muted himself.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus. So yeah, I got some interesting news on my end. Some different things to talk about tonight on the show. Rambo, of course, has his Twitter antics. So we'll dedicate the first half of the podcast to his Twitter antics, like usual. Pete says he's got quite a bit to talk about tonight as well. Shane will be here after he's done cooking dinner, hopefully. So
Kira's coming on.
Oh, is she?
Yep.
Oh, great. Well, I'm leaving.
Get on her desktop. Hey, right now.
Queef Coke for days.
Fuck that Kira bitch, man. Drama queen.
Bro, she's all about that drama.
Probably likes pumpkin spice and everything.
Yo, she's all about that pumpkin spice life, dude.
When my wife showed me the picture for pumpkin spice tampons, I actually thought it was actually a real thing.
Oh my god.
Because I'm so used to seeing everything overdone with the pumpkin spice.
That's the thing, dude. Our whole reality is a Poe at this point.
Yeah, so whenever she showed me that, I was like, who in the hell like wants to stick pumpkin spice up their shit? You know, like, that just doesn't sound right.
It's to attract all the white guys. Because, you know...
Something, man.
Pumpkin spice is like, you know...
Pumpkin spice brings all the boys to the yard.
That's right. It's better than yours.
Her pumpkin spice gooch.
Her pumpkin spice. Hey, Cyrus, you want in? I mean, we were... Oh, wait, you're at work, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think he is at work. If you're not
at work...
Oh,
so wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute. You're going to offer Cyrus a position to come in here after him not even offering me a position to come... I see how it is.
Dude, he asked about you the whole podcast, but...
Y'all are trying to out me. I understand.
Yes.
I get it.
That's it. Mm-hmm. We were like, you know, there's too many of these fucking people that are, like, practically in wheelchairs around here, and Rambo is in that position, so fuck Rambo.
I'm calling the disability board.
The disability board?
There's got to be something done about this.
What the fuck? Now, is it trying to say that my fucking internet is not on my fucking console right now? Really? This is all your fault.
I know you didn't just blame me.
No, I blamed Rambo.
Well, guys, I've actually had like a thought.
Whoa! Whoa! People in the thought!
Stop
Jesus.
the presses.
Well, the closer. I mean, yesterday, whenever my wife got paid, I went in to look at some games and stuff on, to buy. And I was like, shit, man, there's like a lot of fucking games coming out that I really want, like the Need for Speed and the, Star Wars Battlefront and, God of War, all these things. And I'm thinking, here it is, in 2 weeks or a week and a half now, I'm going to get charged $500 for a console that I probably won't even turn on until next year.
Oh, man.
So why buy it right now, dude?
I know, right? I know. Wait.
I thought, like, why not, like, take that $500 and put it towards, like, these games so that way at least I have them done.
Or a new GPU.
Yeah.
Or a new GPU or whatever. And, like, working towards that because, I mean, I think I play, if I added up the amount of time I spend on my Xbox each year, I think it would probably average out to about 1 month out of a year.
Really?
Yeah. Well, there's not that many exclusives that they have.
What you mean, like 1 month of the equivalent in you playing PlayStation?
No, like okay, if I added up all the time, like from
so in the year of playing Xbox, you played 1 month's worth of PlayStation.
No, hear me out. From January to December, the total playtime that I've spent on my Xbox each year is equivalent to 1 month's worth of time.
Yeah.
The rest of my time
on the PlayStation, right?
On the Xbox. The rest of my time is actually equivalent. Like the other 11 months is all on PlayStation. I'm thinking though that if you actually look at like the Xbox One X, there's nothing special about the Project Scorpio edition besides it saying Project Scorpio. And quite honestly, the Project Scorpio, where it's written on the controller, bothers the living shit out of me because my OCD doesn't like it just written right through the middle of the controller. It should have been written horizontally at the bottom, like where people's gamer tags are, like where they put that stuff at. But no, they wrote it vertically in the middle of the fucking controller. But there's nothing special about it. Doesn't have more horsepower. Doesn't come with a special achievement. Doesn't really do anything special besides like have that. But I figured that by the time that next year rolls around, we'll either see a slim version of it, or we will see a price drop to at least $450, $400. Because like PlayStation is going to lower the price of their Pro. I can almost guarantee it. At that point, Microsoft has to answer because there's no way in hell they're going to have a $500 system on the market and PlayStation have a $350 at the highest, or even $325. That $175 difference is a huge difference in pricing. And granted, it gives you a huge difference in graphics, but at the same time is that really enough to pull somebody the extra $175 out of somebody's pocket? Probably not. So I'm thinking that the the money that I could spend on the Xbox One X now, I could buy a cheap S just so that way I could have the Xbox to be able to play Cuphead and shit, and then throw the rest of it on towards like Need for Speed and the shit like that, the actual games that I want to play. And then next year sometime, whenever the price drops, maybe or maybe actually more exclusives actually drop for the system that I haven't played drop, then I can pick it up and then I can actually, it'll be kind of like, well, I've got 7 games to play on Xbox now because I haven't played those. So why not buy the X upgrade my system to the X and spend the whatever month and a half, 2 months playing those 7 games, rather than like spending $500 now and it just basically sit there. Because I think I would basically hook it up, turn it on to see what it looks like, turn it back off, and go right back to my PlayStation.
Man, better yet, buy I mean, really, whatever graphics card you want, whether it's the super cheap or a mid-range or whatever, and just use an Xbox controller and play like Cuphead and shit on that until the Xbox One X comes out or is at a better price.
I mean, I could do that because the only thing that I really, like I said, the only thing I ever buy it for is exclusives, and all the exclusives come to PC.
Exactly.
And I mean, if I buy them, they're automatically over there anyway. There's that option too. I can check that out.
Yeah, it'd be worth checking into, dude. I mean,
because then I could actually play my PC library too.
Yeah, then your PC would be good to go, and you don't have to buy an X. And like you said, you comfortable waiting.
An editing machine again.
And yeah, it's Neverland said he thinks the PS Pro is going to drop in price right when the One X launches. Which, I mean, yeah, I could see that. And if it does, they might real quick have to start dropping the price, like maybe 3 months in, have a sale for like, $50 bucks off or something. You never know.
PlayStation is sitting into a spot right now that they don't even have, if they look to their left and they don't even see Xbox, if they look to the right, they don't see Nintendo, they have to look down to see them.
Well, those companies kind of did it to themselves.
Oh no, well, yeah, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm just saying that Sony's sitting in a pretty position right now. The only thing that can knock Sony off of their rocker is Sony. And so right now, I think that they're sitting in a position to where they can make these drastic cuts to like the Pro and everything else, and not have to really worry about it because they know that as of right now, they're the system to have. No matter how great the X is, no matter how versatile the Switch is, the PlayStation is the console to have because that's where everybody's friends are. Like, the majority of gamers are on the PlayStation. And so I fully see that either right before the X comes out or right after the X comes out, that price on the Pro is going to drop at least by $50.
Yeah. And it's already cheaper. And it's, I mean,
it's $100 cheaper already. And
the hardware isn't all that comparable, but the performance is fairly similar.
It's,
it's good enough for government work.
Did y'all see the difference between like the Shadow of War display from Digital Foundry yesterday?
No. I didn't know.
They did a comparison between the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro. And I mean, there's some noticeable things like with lighting in certain areas. Granted, I mean, whenever it comes to lighting, unless like one's completely dark and the other is completely light, you're not really going to notice that much when you're playing because you're in motion.
It blends together. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're in motion. You're going through. You're not paying attention where the shadows are and where the shadows aren't. You're just flowing through. And
it'd only stand out if it was like a horribly blocky shadow or, something like that.
If it's something that is just god awful, but it's, I mean, from what they showed, the comparison wise, obviously they're going to get more into it, but the comparison wise, what they showed, I mean, there was like a section in the castle area, like where you would have the shadows of the castle like reflecting onto the ground, but on the Pro, there would be maybe a 3-foot section in between two shadows that was gone. And then so it was kind of it was there, straight line and kind of sunshine, and then another shadow for the other portion of the castle. And then on the X, it was just one solid shadow. But at the same time is that how is that going to really affect the game, like a gamer when they're playing at full, 30 frames, 40 frames, 50 frames, whatever the frame is.
I wonder even how many people would notice it if they played it side by side.
They probably would. I mean, they probably wouldn't. In the fact that
I guarantee you, a good majority of them wouldn't even be able to tell you what was changed, if anything.
No, Neverland. I've shit on PlayStation plenty of times.
Definitely.
You just missed the podcast whenever I was doing that. I mean, whenever they were screwing up stupid shit.
Yep.
But they haven't really screwed up stupid shit here lately. So I mean, nothing. I'm not going to shit on them just to shit on them.
You have to earn my shit.
I'm not even shitting on Xbox. I'm not even shitting on Xbox right now. I mean, like they made a great system. The X is a great system. I just personally am not. I'm not going to switch my 600 game library onto the PlayStation 4 and start buying games on the Xbox. I'm fully invested in the PlayStation ecosystem. I'm not going to swap that out here 4 years into the cycle and do that. So, not really, you know.
You're not really a gamer, Rambo.
Not really hating on the fact that Xbox at all. I mean, like, I think that what they did is great. If you look at it, though, if you got to remember me, I came from the PC for 8 solid months on the PC, playing in 4K, 30 to 60 frames per second, depending on the game, ultra high textures, ultra high resolution, you know, whatever, all that good stuff, all the bells and whistles. Left that to come back to PlayStation because of the games. That's the only reason I'm on PlayStation is because of like studios like Naughty Dog, Polyphony, Sucker Punch. They make the games that I want to play. If I would honestly wish that PlayStation would do the Play Anywhere type thing, because if they put a store on the PC, I'd never look back. I would never need another console. Well, Neverland. That's the thing. See, that's the thing is that on the PC I can't play Last of Us. I can't play Last of Us 2. I can't play Uncharted 4. I can't play Infamous Second Son. I can't play even Red Dead Redemption 2 as of right now. I can't play all these things.
There's just a lot of experiences that are not on PC that you really wanted. Yeah.
And those are the experience. Those are the experiences that I'm actually after.
And if you like those games. That's the only,
I mean, that's the reason why I went back. And I mean, like visuals they're great, but unless like Microsoft, I'll tell you what would have made me switch to Xbox One X is if that system would have came out and it would have made the PlayStation 4 Pro basically be this difference: PlayStation 1 versus Xbox 360. If that would have been that big of a difference in the visuals of the games, I would swap, because you're talking night and day. PlayStation 1 graphics versus Xbox 360 graphics, night and day. But you're talking about the difference actually like between the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One S graphics. Not really all that big of a deal. I mean, in fact, to get down to the nitty-gritty, Digital Foundry has to stop the game, circle the area, and then blow it up 300 times for you to be able to point out the big difference between the two. I said this back whenever they were making comparisons between the PlayStation and the Xbox One. If you have to slow down the game to almost a standstill, circle the area you're talking about, and blow it up to 300 times, it's not that big of a difference.
Yeah,
it might be that big of a difference to some people, but
yes,
not
to those people, they'll be buying the Xbox One X.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it would be to the majority of gamers. It's not going to be something that is like, oh wow, you know.
It's certainly not a deal breaker.
No, there's going to be some people that it makes an effect to, but for the most part, it's not something that is really that big of a deal to me. Because I can tell you right now that even that Shadow of War footage they showed on Xbox One X and even the PlayStation 4 Pro and even the PC, Horizon Zero Dawn's graphics look better. And I'm not talking about the shadow detail and all, like the shadow and lighting, because the shadow and lighting I've never really paid attention to in a game, because I don't just stand still and look to see where shadows fall. But as far as like the environment and the fullness of like the grass and the like all the trees, the forest, everything that was in the Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, it looked like a gorgeous game.
A damn good developer can make a shitty system look like a high-powered PC.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the one thing that, to me, that PlayStation has done, is they have acquired over the years very, very talented studios. And that I really honestly think that like Xbox actually has those studios, like within 343 and Coalition, but they're stifled. They're stuck. 343, you got to do Halo. Coalition, you have to do Gears. Turn 10, you have to do Forza. I get that, and I mean, I'm not really even talking about Turn 10 because Turn 10 to me probably isn't really the type of studio you want to like go from Forza to open world RPG. But the other two, Halo or 343 and Coalition, I imagine they are some of the most talented people, and they do great with Halo and Gears. No, don't get me wrong, but I think that I would love to see what they were able to do, fully unfettered and fully just creative to create a brand new IP on their own. Because neither 343 nor Coalition created the IP that they're forced to make.
Right.
So it would be nice to see what 343 and Coalition could do with a project that they are passionate about from inception all the way. I think it would be awesome to see. But Microsoft, I don't think, is really interested in really investing in studios. I think they're trying their best to figure out a way to streamline the Xbox to basically be a cash cow like Steam is.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Just be the servant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I mean, I'm not hating on it, but when it comes to somebody like me that absolutely cannot live without the PlayStation exclusives, it's pointless for me to buy like really heavily invest in the Xbox to play their exclusives, because eventually it seems like they're going to eventually go away, and it's just going to be like a third-party box, and I'm going to play my third-party on my my main system. That's just me, though. I'm not hating on anybody who's getting an X. I mean, I've been having an X pre-ordered since the day it was announced.
Yeah.
I've just kind of been looking at the games and how many I have to buy. I guess I don't technically have to buy them, but the ones I want to buy, and I'm seeing that here it is come Christmas time, and if I'm buying a $500 system and then turning around and trying to buy all these games, that's going to run my kids short on Christmas, and I'm not really the type of person that wants to run my kids short on Christmas for myself. So I'd rather buy the games that I can play and then be able to buy my kids Christmas.
Man, it's so nice not having kids or anyone else. I can just spend all my money on me.
Hey, Queef Coke is in the room, guys.
When that was actually me, when that was me,
no, I know.
My money was spent at a bar. I mean, my Christmas funds for people were spent in, shots down my belly. So.
Oh, I just saved money for more tattoos or a new computer.
And should I say that it was also spent on
Coke?
Checkups as well.
Hey, we still have 2 back gimps here.
2 back gimps? What are you talking about?
Rambo, don't you have back issues too?
Yeah, mine's was kind of highlighted yesterday. Maybe was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I can't remember because I don't really remember my seizures, but it was yesterday. My seizures. Yeah, I had like 2 seizures yesterday. My wife said I came out of the bathroom and I was like, I'm gonna go lay down. I'm not feeling so hot. And she said by the time she got back there, I was already in my seizures.
Jesus.
So yeah, my back is really fucked up now because it's like whenever of course,
do you have problems up at the top of your spinal cord, and that's what's causing your seizures?
I have MS.
Oh,
and
I didn't know.
You know what? MS eats your brain.
Yeah.
And the seizures, they found the epileptic center, and the epileptic center is inside the mass of the MS. And so basically, whatever the MS is doing, it's causing the seizures.
Yeah, they thought my mom had MS for a while, and she has instead this weird autoimmune disorder that also attacks her body in weird ways.
Yeah, it's a fun little disease, I can tell you that.
Yo, so hello, Kiru. How have you been?
I'm tired. How are you?
You pansy.
Right?
Yeah, I was up at 5 working. Okay.
I thought you were looking for other avenues of employment.
Just because I'm looking for other avenues of employment does not mean I'm going to leave my current income.
Well, the way you were messaging me, I was figuring you were on the way out because you were
I'm applying. I'm applying.
Because you were like, yeah, babe, you're gonna be proud of me. I'm gonna be doing stuff. I'm gonna finally live my life. And me. I'm like, oh, good for you. Have you done it yet? No.
I've applied. My rule is 6 places a day. So I've been applying to 6 different places a day. So we'll see.
All you gotta do is put like cooch shots up in a picture and just send it to them.
Not for the kind of work I want to do. We're going for the kind of work I want to do, not the kind of work I'd be good at.
What up, Gamer25? All right, so I guess we could get on to the news then.
Yeah, I mean, we can always do my Twitter thing later.
Okay, we can do that, yeah. All right, so Razer has announced a new streaming camera. And it actually has a light ring built into it, and it actually looks pretty fucking cool.
I have seen this, yes.
Okay, so the Serene X is equipped with a 25mm condenser capsule, which means it's going to be an actually pretty decent mic. And then you get the Serene, or how the fuck they say it, is $100. So you're going to have this ring light around it. It's 720p 60 frames a second, or 1080p 30 frames. Why is it so hard for these companies to do 1080p 60? I just want to know. Because phones can do 1080p 60. I know, I have them. I've got like 3 different phones that can do that.
Yeah, mine can do 4K 60.
Yeah, but it's not the greatest quality.
Mine, I don't know, man. Mine can do 4K 60, and it's.
Are you kidding?
Well, yeah. If you can do 4K, sure. But some of the phones that the top setting is like 1080 30 or 1080 60, like that Twitch camera at 720 60 will probably look a whole lot better. Like they don't capture motion very well, you know, not nearly as good as larger cameras, and you know, all but like the really good ones have really bad like light balancing and, you know, auto sensor for light exposure and stuff like that. So I mean, it's Razer, so it's probably going to be a little overpriced.
Yeah, it's $100.
I mean,
which is not that bad for what you're getting.
No, that's not bad.
It's a mid-range, decently outfitted, you know, streamer cam.
As long as I could be a cam whore with it, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Right?
I mean, you could be a cam whore with whatever you want, baby.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess what's like the main requirement being a cam whore, right? You just gotta show your dick, right? That's what you gotta do?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Exactly.
I got this in the bag.
Just helicopter.
Helicopter that shit, work my hips. I could do this. I mean, I gotta lose the chub a little bit, you know, because I don't want to be hitting the roof, but hey, I got this.
Just get a corset.
But no,
yeah,
it looks,
I don't think that works for guys very well.
It looks cool though, because it actually has the ring light, and the lighting that they're giving you is pretty fucking decent.
Is it like LED?
Like, does it burn your eyes bright so you can't even see your fucking screen?
No,
okay.
not at all. No, it's got. And you know what's funny is it's like close to the equivalent to my 56K bulbs that I have in my studio lighting. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just this little tiny ring light. It's not this big setup like I have.
Well, I bet they're using like high power SMDs, and then the ring is a sort of lens or like a light tube or that diffuses it really well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So it's more of just like a soft glow instead of like really bright points of light or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
LEDs can do some really cool things if you properly, outfit the device that you're, building.
Yeah.
They're starting to make car headlights with LEDs, and that's going to be the shit because now you won't have to change them but once every 30 years.
Oh, okay. So the camera's called the Kaio, and the new Kirin is the microphone, condenser mic. Okay. So the new condenser mic, which looks like a Audio Technica 2020 ripoff. So
probably is.
It probably, yeah. Razer's actually been kind of known for doing that shit lately. Their capture card that they got is actually a ripoff of the capture card that I've got because someone actually opened it up. It's the same exact PCB board inside, the whole 9 yards. So.
Well, they're probably buying the rights to sell the stuff. Well, they just brand it with their
yeah. That's what a lot of companies do. Yeah, it's in other words, they share the same OEM. Yeah.
It'd be nice because they're supposed to be a premium company, so it would be nice if they at least made a little bit more of an effort to improve the features or add something extra to make it like really theirs instead of just the regular one with Razer branding. But again, Razer, I mean, a lot of their stuff isn't all that expensive. I personally don't like it because I don't like how long it lasts, but we
were talking about
I loved it when it was working. Yeah,
we were talking about that last night. We were saying that Razer
keyboard and mouse, they were great, and I loved them.
I love the mouse didn't last long. The keyboards I liked, but they didn't last long, and they both had the same intermittent issues. That really pissed me off. I wish Razer was better though. I really do, because Razer, like when you first get it, like it is actually pretty nice. So, all right.
Yeah, I've had my same keyboard and mouse that came with my. I didn't even get anything special. It just came with my tower, and it's outlasted my roommate's like 3 or 4 Razer.
Okay.
Keyboards.
Whoa.
What?
What the hell what is up with this disrespect? This podcast has to make sure that if we talk about faulty keyboards or faulty mice or even faulty headsets, that we blame that on the cheaper brand, the budget brand, not the Razers. The Razers are perfect.
This motherfucker here.
Must we worship at the altar of Razer and the other higher brands?
I actually have their logo enshrined in my room. And I pray to them every day.
You do it every night?
Hey, I've still got some Razer stickers, and I think the coaster that came with my Imperator, and a few other of the little, goodies that they give you.
Time to send Rambo. I love you package.
Budget tech is not perfect. Budget tech is garbage. It's budget.
I love how he... Shut the fuck up.
It says it right in its damn name.
Not meant for high velocity gaming. It will break after third game beat. Confirmed. Audio drivers that are set up and they're made in China. All right. I mean, let's be honest. Everything's made in China.
Your mom was made in China.
Probably.
That's why she's so faulty.
Probably.
That's why she's so faulty.
I don't know. My Razer keyboard and mouse have lasted a little over a year now without any. I haven't had a single issue with them.
I mean, I will say I
get tired of the fucking constant updates, though.
I am particularly hard on equipment, no matter what it is, shoes or pants or keyboards or whatever. So I tend to put things through the ringer.
So
and I've learned to deal with it, right? So I just kind of learn real quick which ones are the ones that aren't quite built as well as some of the other ones. And for me, it wasn't acceptable to have a mouse or a keyboard not last at least 1 year, especially when the keyboard was close to $100 and the mouse was, man, at least like 75 or so. And the Corsair I got, the first one lasted like 2.5, 3 years easy, and it was like one tiny thing that was busted on it. And I finally said fuck it, and I went and got another one on sale for $45. So, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's a preference thing. If you like that keyboard is still my favorite keyboard ever. That Anansi keyboard, it really is. If they made that in a mechanical, but with the same membrane keys for the macros and shit, I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
I don't know. I love my Razer keyboard, but I'd like to. I don't know. I mean, I've not had any problems with it. That's my first, actually like my first Razer keyboard and mouse, and I've not had any problems with it. So that, I mean, I'm just going off. I only go off of my one limited experience with Razer. So anybody who talks ill of Razer is just there. It's fake news.
So
fake news.
So Kiru's gonna find the irony in this, and she's gonna laugh probably. So Kiru, you know how I told you the other night I rebought those G430s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, fate has it that I am not to own these headphones at all.
What happened?
Well, I drank a little bit last night, you know, like I normally do, not a big deal. And
Were you streaming?
No. I was
It sounds like it sounds like you're leading up to you're drinking a little is really a lot.
That's how it works.
You shut your fucking mouth, Rambo. Your whore mouth. So I lay these things down. Now, mind you, the candles are good, like half a foot away, right?
Oh, so there's candles involved in your drinking. This sounds like it's going to be a brilliant story.
So I lay the damn headphones down on the cups, and for some reason I didn't think, hey, maybe I shouldn't lay them on their side like that. So I laid them on their side like that, and came back from going to the bathroom to my headphones on fire. So, yeah. So I guess I'm not meant to own those anymore.
From a lavender candle, no less. I mean, could he be any gayer?
You shut your whore mouth,
He does live with 2 gay men.
Dude, him and Shane are gonna run away, and it's gonna be beautiful. And
we're all waiting for it. Like we've got a poll going. It's not so much an if as a when.
You assholes.
If you want in on that, hit me up.
So yes, I burned the cup. And
those are already like packed up and ready to go. I just haven't dropped them off.
Well, you don't remember? I told you like before, you could have them. You just keep them.
Yes, but you told that to me when they were already packed, and I've been too lazy to unpack them.
He wants an excuse. Don't send. If you send them back, then he won't have an excuse to get another set.
Which I'm looking into right now.
Exactly. Yeah. like you said, it's between the Corsair and which one?
The Astro A10s.
And I'm telling you, man, try the wireless Corsairs. I think
see, but those they don't fit comfortably in my ears. They are not meant.
They're perfect for mine.
You probably have bigger ears than I do.
Probably.
Like
so
even with the smallest ones, like I have to hook the cord over and behind my glasses and wrap them around my glasses in order for them to even remotely stay in my ear. And then they fall out constantly. Like if I sit there and
whoa, in your ear.
Are we talking about 2 different headphones?
Yeah, because I've got the wireless Corsair 7.1 Void headsets.
7.1. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, I thought you were talking about your like really super expensive like earbuds.
Oh no!
I don't have earbuds. I have a wireless
I'll take those,
around
the neck.
I'll take
those. Yeah, those are already packed.
Shit.
The actual like headset. I don't even know what brand these are.
Keep the headset.
These were freaking Logitech.
Try something else.
Yeah, I know those are my Logitechs. That's why I told you you could keep the Logitech.
Yeah, well, I'm using it now.
Give him back his earbuds.
No, those earbuds are already packed up and ready to go. Those don't work for my ears anyway. Like, sounded great when you hold them against your ear, but as soon as I remove my fingers from holding them on, they just fall out.
Do you mind around the neck style headphones?
I do. I'm about to get the back of my neck pierced, so yeah.
Okay.
But I was looking at something kind of like that, but
Best Buy they're the only ones left, I believe. I don't think Fry's sells. I know they don't sell the ones I used to get from them, but I don't think they replaced them. But Best Buy has a pair. They're like $40 or $50 depending. Sometimes they go on sale for a little less. They're light, they're small, and they're loud as shit.
Send me a link.
Sure, I'll find it. But yeah, they're just
not that I have to buy another
really
headset.
They're really nice They're nice Bluetooth. They work great. It works great with my phone. I use them while I ride on my motorcycle, and I can hear them over wind noise, and it syncs up real nice.
How can you have anything in your ears when you're on? Oh, right, because you're an idiot on a motorcycle. I forgot. I can't have anything in my ears when I'm on a bike. It freaks me out. I have to be able to hear everything around me.
I mean, that's the thing. I can still hear.
Well, you've been riding a lot longer than I have.
Probably.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is once you get up to like 50, the wind noise practically. I mean, I can only ever so barely hear the music over the wind noise. Now with earbuds, see, that's the thing. This is the other reason why I like these is because I use them for riding, and I do not like using earbuds because earbuds would block sound out.
Yeah.
But the over-the-ear ones, it's really no different than just installing a set of speakers in your helmet. Which, by the way, all the kits that you can get for that suck ass.
I won't do
and
that.
That's why, yeah, and that's why I have these because
when I'm
these
riding.
actually work. But.
Speaking of, are you gonna pass along the link, or are we just?
I am searching for them right now.
Okay. I was like, did you forget? Or...
He just started using the computer, so.
Okay. You're still not forgiven for that, but okay.
This guy.
Why do you gotta be such a bully for fucking Rambo? Jesus.
I'm down here in Texas, and it just brings out the bully in me.
Oh, shit. Let's see.
I like the yellow on these other ones.
I just want the black. That black looks real nice.
Ah, yellow. So, are you going to buy another headset then?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to be buying?
Corsairs, probably. Or I can't make up my mind between the Corsairs or the Astros because they're the same price. And on A10s, they are the same drivers that are in the A40s, which are like $250 to $300 headphones usually. And
don't you have like 3 to 4 pairs of headphones now?
You know what? You just shut your mouth.
It was just a question. There's no need to attack.
No, shut your mouth. I'm offended.
You can be offended all you want.
Don't care.
No care.
So when are you gonna start streaming, Homo? Yeah,
Me?
When are you gonna start streaming and recording your videos?
Hopefully once we're at the fucking end of the year at my job, which you remember what that was like last year.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much either February or as soon as I get a different job. Like, I actually already have all the artwork done for the next 5 or 6 games that I plan on playing. So, I just need to sit down and record it and play.
Yeah.
But I've been, like, I got up at 5 this morning, and I started working at about 5:15, and I didn't log out until about 8 o'clock tonight. So, Yeah.
She's a cam girl, you guys. She double clicks her mouse on camera. That's what she does for her job.
All the time. Never ending.
Here's $30 on eBay new. And
links are spoopy. Are you sure you want to go there?
I know, right?
E.
Did y'all read about NIS America? The reason, like, they came out on Twitter. Well, I guess Wednesday we talked about possibly Ni no Kuni 2 coming to Xbox One, and then right at the end of the podcast, it was announced that, or they responded, said that that's not happening. Well, we were talking about we kind of hope that Xbox starts getting more JRPGs because of the to expand it.
I guess it's not happening, right? It was
no, not at all. The NIS America, which they're a big Japanese developing company.
Yeah, NIS America. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, they came out Thursday and said Microsoft does not seem to like Japanese games or Japanese developers. So that was the title or something like that of the article. So I read about it, and it was really eye-opening because everybody keeps on saying, like Neo is like these Japanese developers, or I don't know, the Xbox guys are kind of stupid. They say that they're racist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think you can be racist towards plastic, but I don't know. In today's day, I'm not going to question it. You might be able to.
Are you breathing? You're racist. Congratulations.
Yes. So everybody keeps, they keep on saying, well, they're disrespecting us. They're disrespecting the game, the Xbox gamers by not bringing it. Well, NIS came out Thursday and said that the reason why they don't bring their titles to Xbox isn't because they don't want to, or they feel like that Xbox is, just they won't sell well. It's because that Xbox has a minimum order quantity that they actually have to pay for. Like, so
you mean that Xbox makes the
developer pay for it.
Right,
the publisher, yeah. Like they have
they enforce it on the publishers.
Yeah, basically, so they have to pay up front, saying we expect to sell X amount of copies of this game, and so you have to pay that fee to them up front, and you're not guaranteed to sell that many copies.
Right. So if you lose,
if you don't sell that many copies, you're out that money.
And EA makes out either way. If it does better, they get all the percentage, and if it does poorly, they get the exact amount they wanted.
Right. Now, and of course, I shared this, on my Twitter, and all the Xbox guys were jumping in and going, well, that just doesn't make sense. There's got to be more to the story. And I was like, it's really telling from y'all when a developer will come out and say, I can port the game over to the Xbox One X in 2 hours. The Xbox One X is like a $1,500 PC, and I was like, y'all are quick to go, oh, nothing more to the story there. That's 100% fact. I said, but when a developer comes out and says, look, these are the reasons why we're not doing it, you're going, well, there's got to be more to the story. Like, you're not telling the whole thing. You're just trying to make Xbox look bad.
Yeah, you're lying.
I was
really?
like, I was like, that's not really fair. And so later on, well, we kind of talked about it yesterday through Twitter, and today, somebody, Limited Run Games, announced that they were going to start doing Switch physical copies for, I guess digital-only titles like that, like Limited Run Games does, and it would start in 2018. And somebody responded back to that thing and said, I can't wait for you to start doing Xbox copies, because us Xbox gamers would love to be able to have some physical copies of these games.
Right.
And okay. And so the limited run games responded back to them. He said probably never going to happen. Xbox forces us to have a minimum order quantity, and he said it costs us way too much money to try to publish one of these games on Xbox because we have to pay that order quantity, and we're not guaranteed to sell that many. And so it kind of solidified what NIS America says. But if that's simply the only roadblock from keeping like Neo and Nier Automata and all these great Japanese games, Persona 5 and all these things that Sony hasn't paid for exclusivity off of the system, like why that would be a simple go in there, okay, let's get rid of this, release them. Why is that even a thing? Why should they and somebody tried to equate to me, one of Xbox fans was like, well, if that was the case, then ID at Xbox, those indie games wouldn't be selling that many because they don't sell that many. I was like, dude, I said there's a difference between an indie developer and a large publisher.
Yeah, and when the game is
those are very different contracts.
Yeah, sure. They don't get the same treatment.
And even if they do have to pay the same sort of thing, they're not going to have the same number. First off, and second off, X amount of copies at $60 a pop is a lot different than X amount of copies at $15 a pop.
Yeah.
So it's a much less, risk for reward.
Yeah. So that, to me,
but wait, questionable and weird business practices from Microsoft? Who's surprised?
No, come on, it can't be.
I was like, man, Microsoft is like completely like stopping like a lot of great games from releasing on their system. I'm not saying they're purposely like trying to weed out Japanese games or whatever, but who knows how many other games haven't released on Xbox simply because of that one policy.
Yeah.
And it's something, it's an antiquated policy because PlayStation and Nintendo don't have it.
I always wondered why that was. I was like, why are there so many games that aren't exclusive but are not on the Xbox? And I guess
Final
that
Fantasy
kind of explains it.
If anything, why wouldn't the Final Fantasies release on Xbox? If no other reason than they don't want to deal with the bullshit.
And there wasn't Lost Odyssey by the same, and that game didn't really do well at all.
Yeah, that didn't. It did. Okay, but it didn't do like
as well as they expected.
Yeah,
but it was a great game. I loved that game, but it
was the same thing with
EA
and Dead Space 2.
To me, it would be nice to see them actually release that policy, so that way, because granted, somebody said, well, they're not going to sell that well, so why even bother? And I was like, dude, what does it matter how well it sells to you? Like, I don't get that, because to me, there's a lot of people that can only afford one system, and if these people have any interest at all in Japanese games, they're not going to pick the Xbox.
Yeah. That's actually part of why I didn't and don't want to pick the Xbox.
I was like, if you are if you have any sort of inkling for the Japanese games, I said you are going to pick a PC, a Switch, or a PlayStation. Xbox will be your absolute last choice. But you're talking about how many system sales have they locked themselves out of simply because of this one policy that stops Japanese games from releasing on there frequently? Who cares if it sells 20 copies? It doesn't have to sell 5 million or 15 million. It doesn't even have to be successful. But if you actually have that option for those gamers that like the Japanese games on your system, then you open an avenue to a gamer that is likely going to choose your competitor because of that reason.
Yeah, you're sending people to your competitor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand these people's thought of
I get it. It is easier to concentrate on a more narrowly focused target audience, say. But one of the things about gaming is that there are so many really weird, really small niche groups, and you can't be that narrowly. I mean, you can narrowly focus, but you're gonna have to do it on a couple different things because there's no way one or two, models like a shooter and an RPG. There's no way that's gonna get you, the big audience that you want because only so many people are interested in RPGs or shooters or turn-based or strategy or whatever it is, from puzzle games all the way up to Call of Duty.
Yeah, but it's been, well, people were saying that JRPGs won't do well on PC, and this was the kind of point I was trying to make yesterday, Rambo, but I didn't feel like answering back after he answered me. He thought I was going one way of saying because you're on Windows 10, you're immediately an Xbox game, and that's not what I was getting at all. For the longest time, PC gamers were sort of stigmatized with, well, they don't like JRPGs. The closest thing they got to JRPGs that they like to play are MMOs. And to a degree, it was true. But this generation's got more multi-platform gamers than any previous generation. There's a lot more of us that are buying more than one console platform. And what I was trying to get at was because Windows 10 platform, you can play these JRPGs. I was trying to say is it wouldn't be a bad market to try to test out in as far as the Xbox goes, because I got a lot of Xbox friends that I have talked to before that have said that they like JRPGs. They wouldn't mind trying a Disgaea or a Phantom Brave. And
hell, you've got the cream of the crop on PC to choose from.
And that was my point. That was my leading point, was because on PC, that shit blew the fuck up. Like, fucking
There's
Steam
everything.
Dude, like, Hyper Neptunia, or what, Hyper Dimension Neptunia.
Senran Kagura.
Dude, some of these games are, like, the biggest selling on Steam. These developers have seen it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
ArcSys wasn't even going to bring fighters over to the PC until they saw the sales. Now they got fucking Birth and Night, and then they got Melty Blood and fucking everything else
Guilty
coming.
Gear, dude. Guilty Gear is becoming huge.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I figured, so I kind of figured, like, why not, test out the Xbox One community?
Yeah,
because,
take your pick. Grab Guilty Gear and grab, the cream of the crop. Grab the 6 best Japanese games on Steam or, otherwise on the PC and work with the developers, get them to port it to Xbox, and call it a day.
Yeah. Taito, for the longest time, was against putting their games on Steam because they said that it wasn't going to do well. Now Taito is practically coming back from the dead because of it. And they got some of the best shmups in the market. You got cave shooters that are just absolutely amazing, and they're making huge fucking strides in sales on the PC. So that's what I kind of always figured, like, hey, don't knock it until you try it, Not everybody, just because there's a certain group or number of audience members that don't like these games, doesn't mean everybody's going to dislike them.
I just don't understand, like, why, like, you would have a more, like, well-rounded, diverse lineup. You open the door to so many different gamers that otherwise you're just going
You're disgusting, Brem.
They're just basically going to turn their heads at these,
What'd I do?
at that system.
You and that shotgun, dude. That was foul. That was ratchet as fuck, bro. Sorry, Rambo.
No, I don't understand, like, why have a policy to actively keep games, whether people think they're good or not, off of the system. I mean, obviously the thing's not to keep it off of there, but it is hindering games from launching.
Look at when the Xbox One launched. Like, I don't know what their plans are. None of it makes sense to me at all. It all just seems like, let me shoot myself in the foot and hope that I make it.
And that's what it feels like, honestly. Really
there's really no clear message from Xbox this whole entire generation.
I think what they're trying, or excuse me, I think what they were trying to accomplish with that policy was the same thing that Steam was trying to accomplish when they were talking about curating what games were allowed to be released or not. You know, with like quality control. So they were saying, well, if the devs aren't confident enough that it will sell X amount, then that's at least a sign that, you know, the game potentially isn't going to sell as well as they want it to, or, you know, they need it to. So it really, I mean, if they wanted to do something like that, there was way better ways of doing it, and I'm sure corporate greed and a whole bunch of other stuff all played a part in all that. But I mean, you know, hey, I mean, there's a reason PlayStation's winning, so Microsoft, take fucking notes,
bro. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what hasn't Microsoft learned by like. So they suffered a great deal last gen because of their publishing bullshit that they were pulling on people. The indie developers, their games weren't coming out on time like they were promised. They had to spend millions on getting published in the first place. If you guys remember that, just to patch the games, just to patch your games would cost a developer anywhere from a few $100,000 to almost $1 million just to fix your fucking game. So you'd be spending all your profits to fix your fucking game. So I mean, and now they have this thing where they hold these guys responsible for paying for a certain number of orders. Like, fuck that. Like, you're either gonna publish the shit or you're not. Like, you don't get to be fucking greedy.
Well, large corporation, Microsoft, greedy.
Well, I'm just saying, like, they were doing so good on turning everything around at the beginning, and then they kind of, like, reverted back.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, hey, look, we totally changed. Come back to us. Okay, our sales have turned around. All right, let's go back to the same old bullshit until they catch us at it again. Change is not easy.
Well, to me, you, in the console space, you had PlayStation kicking ass, like since they came into the door. You had Nintendo obviously showing everybody how to sell systems and how to make games, and Xbox came in, and they came in pretty decent with the original Xbox, but then the X360, the 360, they started off smart, and then they had the problems like what you were saying. It's like they weren't. It's like they feel like that they know the market better than the actual market leaders.
Well, and I mean, if you look at sorry.
Oh no! If you look at even like their thing with Steam, with PC games with Windows Live, I mean, you have actual things on, like, systems on Steam or on PC that are successful with games. But instead of actually looking at what they're doing right and trying to mimic something like that, they're like, well, we'll just do whatever the fuck we want to do because we know better. It's like they don't.
Yeah, we're Microsoft.
Like,
we'll sell.
Yeah, it's Microsoft though. I mean, you're looking at it where they pretty much have an empire when it comes to operating systems.
Yeah.
Right? True. And so they're treating it that way in a market where that's not the case. It's like
they're like, we're Microsoft, we can do it.
Yeah, like, let's fuck up Windows 8,000 different ways. Well, it doesn't matter because you guys ain't got a choice. Like, I feel like it's being treated that way. And there is a choice. There are far better choices, but that's usually what people go with. Unless they're hipsters.
Well, Blacktooth, I mean, even with Phil at that table, I had a talk with the Xbox guy today, even with Phil at the table, he still, no matter what, has to answer to Satya. And Satya, no matter what, doesn't want an Xbox ecosystem like the PlayStation ecosystem, where you have to manage all these studios and all these different things, where there's a lot of money going out and money coming in. He wants everything in Microsoft streamlined. He wants to basically just create a cash cows. And
just money in with practically no overhead.
Yeah, and so no matter how great it is that Phil is on the board of directors now, or the board of the actual the round table, I guess you should say, of Microsoft, he still is never going to get the idea that we need to build studios over to Satya and him to say yes, because of the fact that's more money going out of the company, and that's not what Satya is looking for.
Bro, Satya Nadella doesn't even want Microsoft to have the Xbox division. That was his long-time goal when he first got on, was to get rid of it. He didn't really want it. He looked at it as a money sink. They weren't making the profits that they once were. They were still under their massive fucking pile of lawsuits that they're still to this day and still tied up in litigation. Like, I mean, Satya really didn't want to keep this around, but I think it was you, Rambo, that said that he changed his mind or some shit, right?
He seems like he's supportive of the gaming division, but I think it's under a certain condition that we get it streamlined. Like he seems more on board with the idea of the gaming, but from what it sounds like from the way he talks is that he wants it streamlined, and you're never going to compete on the level of PlayStation and Nintendo if you have a streamlined system.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, he could be. I mean, he could sit back and... I mean, if you look at it, 30 million gamers, like an average of 30 to 40 million gamers on the Xbox platform buying games, that's still a pretty decent income of money. And the only time that you have to put money out is when you create a new console.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'll be making quite a bit of money just with the audience that they have now. But it's like, to me, that's not good for the industry, really, because Nintendo, unless like they somehow snap out of their like stupid ways, like they'll create a success and then they'll create 10 failures.
Yeah.
And like right now they have a great thing going with the Switch, but who's to say the next time is it's going to be another Wii U situation? And if that's the case, then Xbox is never really going to be a true competitor. PlayStation is basically running a monopoly without it actually being a monopoly.
Which is not good.
No, it's never good for any company to be a monopoly.
Or it's not good for the company, and it's not really good for the consumers.
Yeah, that's what I meant by that's not good for the company. I mean, it's not good for us as a consumer, but for a company to be a monopoly.
And I'll bet you that's why Santio, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Satya. Yeah.
I'll bet you that's why he doesn't really care about Xbox, is because while Xbox might, I mean, I'm sure it has been overall profitable, if not always profitable, but I'm sure they've made money off Xbox. And besides that, it just kind of strengthens them as a company because it gets them involved in more things. But it doesn't help their standing trying to be, I mean, they want, you can see it, they want their monopoly on the OS back. And they're trying real hard to integrate everything into Windows and make it all Windows as a service and do all these things. And so I think he's more concentrated on that front, and he sees Xbox as a distraction.
See,
And
when they were first coming out with the Xbone, I started kind of wondering if maybe the whole thing was just treated as this is pretty much a computer for your television instead of this is a gaming system. And like the more information that I hear, the more it's just trying to sound like that.
Well, their marketing in the very beginning, whenever they first announced like the Xbox One, it was like media, TV. Oh, and we can do games. Oh, media.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like it was
less about the games.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of all the gamers were like, "What the hell?"
I'll tell you what, I think that was a gamble for them, and I think it didn't pay off. But I think what they were betting on was the gamers already knew about the Xbox, so it's not like the fact that they didn't market so much. And I mean, the lack of games, that was an actual problem. But as far as marketing goes, I mean, what Xbox fan doesn't know that the new Xbox is coming out? So I think they were going for the more general marketplace, which would be, you know, people looking for media centers.
Yeah, but the place to do that would not be at some of the conferences that they were having.
I think what they were trying to do was say, well, we'll lose maybe a little on the gamer side because, you know, maybe some will get pissed off or whatever. But hopefully we'll get a whole bunch of regular people to buy them. And then once they buy them, maybe their kids start saying, hey, why don't we go buy video games for them? Or, you know, and they were hoping to get a whole bunch of, like, you know, for a lack of a better word, normies to, you know, invest into Xbox with the hope that then they buy accessories or games or, you know.
See, I'm not sure I'm not even sure that even makes sense, because if that was the case, they never went to a tech conference or anything like that to talk about the media features and basically making it a media box. They only chose to talk about the media at gaming conventions.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it just seemed like that, that's the reason why Titanfall to buy one, because every time that E3, the announcement of the Xbox One, then E3 2013, it was media, and then and go to game. All right, go back to TV.
It's why I stopped.
It was it was kind of like I was like, I have my remote to that, you know, for that. I don't need a box. I don't need to tell my, you know, TV to do that whenever I have a remote next to me that simply says input, and I can go straight, you know, back and forth between the two. And so
it has to be on all the time and connected to the internet. Like, I know that these are things that they fixed later, but a lot of what they were proposing was really creepy.
Yeah, it definitely turned me off of the Xbox whenever that launched, and I never really looked back.
The other thing they might have been doing too was trying to differentiate themselves from Sony and Nintendo by saying, this is more than just a gaming box. Because again, you don't have to tell gamers that the Xbox is a gaming box. To me, if you're going to do that, spend 90% of your conference talking about games, since it's a gaming conference, and then the other 10% showing what else it can do.
That would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But they spent 90% telling me what else it can do besides play games.
It's like, I don't care what else it can do.
Yeah.
I want to know what games you have.
Yeah, I didn't think about...
But
I can't wait to get an Xbox to say, go to HBO, go to ESPN, go to... Oh my god, I simply can type in 2 numbers on my remote control.
Yeah, because we're gamers, so we have controllers in our hands at the time.
Yeah.
Well, most of us are gamers, and then there's Curosaurus. So.
Well, true.
Was the PlayStation 4 original outperformed the Xbox One at launch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll bet you that these 2 factors. One is that whatever his dumbass name is. One is that his disdain for the Xbox and gaming side of Microsoft. And the other part would be oh shit.
Would be all shit. I mean, that's pretty accurate.
Oh yeah, no. Totally lost my train of thought there.
It's okay.
Stoner
We're
moment.
following you anyway.
Yeah.
You alright,
I don't know.
mate? Oh my god, guys, look! King Essentials is in the... Oh my god, King Essentials!
Oh my god!
And this is why we all think you're gay!
You know, I don't need to hear it from you, dumbass Curosaurus. You can shut the fuck up.
I love you too, Shaner.
No.
Yes.
No, he's telling you no because you're a female.
Oh!
Yeah.
I'm glad you're joining my side of the ship.
Alright, guys. I'll catch you later.
Oh, come on.
Do you have a bad day? Someone have a bad day.
Did he really leave?
Yeah, he left.
He really did leave.
It was just a joke. Jesus.
Did he have a bad day or something?
He might have.
That's why I was asking. I was like,
damn. I never thought we could ever make Shayner leave. Jesus.
Like, I was never. Like, I'm the bitchy crazy one. Like, what? That's my job.
Damn it, Shane! Did you guys switch roles?
Apparently.
Well.
I wonder. I mean,
I am a switch.
And I bet Shane is too.
No, Shane's definitely a bottom bitch. He's just yet to come to terms with it.
Aw. That was just
Speaking
odd.
of, I'm drawing men kissing right now.
Jesus.
Sad thing is, I'm not even kidding. It looks really good, though. I'm pretty proud of it.
Let me guess. Is it the Winchester's kissing?
No, I'm not into incest.
You don't have to lie. You know it's a fantasy.
I'm into Dean and Benny forever. Thank you.
Terrible.
So, now you guys want to hear something funny? Now, this is the news that I found earlier. So check this out. The Cleveland Cavaliers, baby, got accepted into the North American League, whatever, LCS franchise. So they are a registered professional team of League of Legends Championship Series.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that some shit? So the 2016 NBA champions will have to pay $13 million in franchise fees for the spot. So these guys are going to be pulling together money to do this. Wow, what a buy-in, dude. That's one hell... So, like, that is a crazy amount of money going in if you want to become a professional team for League of Legends.
Couple mil? Yeah.
I've got that lying around, for sure.
We got this. Crowdfund it. We'll put up a GoFundMe. It'll be alright.
What?
Ridiculous.
Just lie and say it's for your cancer. What cancer?
So,
I don't know. Just go with it.
Kotaku, when was this published? Yesterday at 1:30 p.m. Hearthstone player waves his hand, sets off controversy.
Yeah, what is that? I saw that briefly. What happened?
Okay, so.
That is not me.
Where's
by the way. Who's angry typing?
No, that's Brem.
No, that's me.
Where's the... Where does it start? Okay. For the most part, Saturday's series between Wang Bei's Xin Yu and Chang Hyun Kokosasa, wow, Kim, unfolded as you might expect with some comedic moments from Kokosasa, who's known to be an animated player. But towards the end of one priest versus shaman matchup, something weird happened. After summoning a powerful Prophet Valen card, Kokosaka lifted up his hand and waved. Did he just wave goodbye? Shoutcaster TJ Sanders asked, and in the moment, it looked like he might have. At that point, Kokosaka had taken a solid hold on the game, and for the entire match so far, he'd reacted if his opponent wasn't even there sitting right across from him. Blah, 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 blah. It might seem like an innocent gesture, but in the immediate aftermath of the match, the Hearthstone community erupted in controversy about his wave. Some players saw his irreverent behavior as unsportsmanlike conduct, while others thought it might discourage women like Pei.
Please give us more lady gamers.
I can do this. It might discourage women like Baze from wanting to compete in future tournaments. In response to the immediate backlash, high-profile players like Brian Kibler, Soddle, and Lothar came out to defend Kokosasa, saying the move was all in good fun and that Hearthstone benefits from players who are animated and even a bit over the top. Okay, this thing goes on, so I'm not going to keep going, but I just want to say this, right? To any women out there, all the one that are listening, and then
I was like the one that's talking.
Yeah, you're not like this, so this doesn't apply to you. But yeah,
oh, okay.
to all those chicks that post Facebook groups with shit like, "Oh my god, this is why it's so horrible to be a female gamer." Like, and blah 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 blah. Right? Okay, this is exactly why guys don't respect female gamers. Is this shit? Because a hand wave turned into a fucking damn near international incident.
Now, question though. Is she the one that made a big deal out of it, or was it everybody else who made a big deal out of it?
I don't know, but...
Because it sounded like it was everybody else.
But, here's the thing. If it was two guys, would anybody have given a shit?
No? That's
Exactly.
why I don't think that, like, that's why I was asking. Because I've had people in games decide that because I'm a female, they have to come up and, like, protect me or something, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, I'm doing my shit.
Sure, and I get that. But like I said, and none of that applied to you, or really, I mean,
Well,
I know
no, I'm just
yeah.
wondering if she was the one who made a big deal out of it, or if it was everybody else playing protect the girl.
I guarantee that whether or not she made a big deal out of it, a good majority of the people that really started instigating were social justice-y, you know, feminist or Antifa or whatever, you know, just trying to start some shit, and they were using this because it you know, it was a guy doing it to a girl.
So Junkrat says that the female didn't make a big deal out of it.
It sounds like to me that there's a lot of people white knighted for her whenever it wasn't actually asked for.
So they just everybody else fucking blew it up then.
Yeah.
So, sadly, these male feminists tend to white knight for these females that don't ever ask for it, but then they, like, what they're doing is actually demeaning towards women anyway, because they're like saying, you can't handle yourself, so I'm coming in to help you. It's so odd to me, like, these people do that.
Really, they just get in the way. It's
yeah,
annoying. It's not, like, it's annoying. I was like, I'm thinking about one particular incident, Brimstone.
Which one? What are you talking about?
The thing that I couldn't post.
The thing that you couldn't
The
post.
video with all of us, and I was just like, yeah, I can't fucking post this. And I just deleted it.
Oh, yes. The stupidity. I remember
The
now.
stupidity.
Yeah, I remember that. That was technically Squad Day's, like, first official video, and it got fucking scrapped because we had a certain individual that thought white knighting was the best thing to do, and then when his white knighting wasn't accepted in his eyes, he called her a fucking bitch and then left. Yeah, I remember that.
Here's the thing, though. The only reason these fuckers white knight is because thoughts like Momokun and fucking Camhose and all, you know, they use that instinct in these guys to push their agenda. I swear to God.
What? What? What the hell?
Just keep going. Sorry. No, I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
You think I'm lying? I'm not, dude. Anita Sarkeesian is the prime example. Prime fucking example. All she has to do is, like, say one thing about fucking, I mean, anything or anybody she wants, and if somebody fucking, you know, tweets back at her, so, you know, one nasty word, here comes the fucking White Knight Brigade. I mean, they thrive on it. You know, as much as I hate these feministy dudes who are just total beta cucks, I mean,
Yeah.
their tactics do work with their group of, you know, associates or friends or what, you know, whatever you want to call them. I mean, you know, I can't just blame the guys.
Right.
And like I said, I didn't. This girl didn't do any. You know, she didn't instigate any of this. And like
Apparently,
I said,
she didn't even notice it until the announcer said something.
right. And she didn't. As far as I know, she didn't say anything about it or anything. So, you know, it's nothing on her. But, you know, yeah, this is just bad shit all the way around. And Everybody needs to call it out every time they see it.
Yeah,
Fuck
but it's
you,
like,
Kotaku.
it's not her. She wasn't trying to take advantage of it.
No, yeah, no. This was not her at all. Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, like I said, it's just the whole thing is the nasty, ugh.
Damn. Well then.
Then there's the, oh man. So, we've all talked about the Harvey Weinstein thing before. And
Oh, not while I was here.
Not while you were here, but you have heard of it though.
Oh, of course.
My favorite part is the glorious fallout that is occurring all over as all these fucking virtue signaling cunts finger each other over, you know, he sexually harassed me, and then it comes out that, you know, they're all getting taken down. It's fucking glorious. Vox Media fires editorial director Lockhart Steele over sexual misconduct.
Honestly, I'm pleased that they're starting to clean up the industry.
Right? They're doing it to themselves.
I don't mind. Like, keep going.
Where was the other ones? There was a couple more too.
You're like, oh, by the way, there's this asshole. It's like, oh, please.
Journalist
It's sort of like all the politicians who are like, oh, being gay is bad, and then they get caught with a guy. It's like, well...
Somebody wrote an article that was talking about the whole Harvey Weinstein thing, and they were like that, I guess that, you know, despite us having recorded proof of Trump sexually harassing a woman, that we still elected him president, but now that Harvey Weinstein's coming out, that we at least, you know, it's some positive that is showing that we're not going to stand for it anymore. And I'm thinking to myself, going, so a guy talking to a guy about whatever random shit is proof of sexual harassment? I don't think he actually ever came out and said, I actually did this. Like this on Wednesday, I grabbed her by, you know, the pussy. I'm like, I don't think that he actually said, like, admitted to anything. I think that it was just more locker room talk, and you took it as some sort of like admission of guilt. And I'm sure that, like, if they would have actually came out and shown proof of him actually sexually assaulting somebody, he wouldn't have been elected. He would have been disqualified from the race.
Well, I mean, Jesus, how long has he been a reality TV star and a real estate mogul, and yet not once has a woman come forward and levied assault allegations or, you know, anything like that?
And the people that have come forward, they were proven wrong, and then they disappeared off the face of the planet?
Yeah.
For Trump, not all of them did. Whoop. Sorry. I didn't know that my speaker was going to turn on. I was like, it looks like there's still several people who are saying that, no, it's true. There's a few women in particular who keep trying to bring him to court.
There's another anti-Gamergator reporter that apparently, like they showed his tweets from 2014, 2015, and 16, and it was like all about basically anti-Gamergate, like you're a piece of shit, all this kind of stuff. And then a big long DM to somebody, and it was a female. And apparently this guy has been caught twice now. Once whenever he was a kid, and then once at her apartment whenever he lived there with her, possessing child pornography.
The fuck?
And he puts a post on his Twitter, and it's like, of course his bio says she, him, or she, her. That's what he wants to be known by, the pronouns.
Oh, God.
And then he was like, but the whole thing at the thing was like, I'm sorry, you know, I screwed up, but I'm doing better. I haven't really slipped in the past few years with my problem. I'm doing, and everybody's like, going, dude, delete your account. You're a fucking child predator. You can't come back from this.
Yeah.
Well, don't you know, Rambo? Pedosexual is not a crime. It's a sexuality.
Don't even.
No, that's what's on Twitter right now. That's actually a thing on Twitter.
I know it is, and I'm just.
That's what one of the new P's stand for in the alphabet soup that is now the LGBT spectrum or whatever they call it.
No.
I mean, you can know all you like, but
there is a difference between having fucked up kinks and having a different sexuality.
Oh, we agree.
Yeah, right.
We agree.
Like, oh no, I'm not saying that you guys don't. I'm just when I heard that, I was like, I need to go punch something.
Yep.
Like, how dare you try to be part of this? No, thank you. We are not about assaulting other people.
Isn't it awesome? Isn't it just fucking awesome? Isn't it grand?
Just glorious.
These fucking people. I swear.
It's like, can't even, like, within the community, there's a lot of people who are saying that, like, pansexuals and bisexuals and asexuals can't exist. But no, apparently people who rape children are totally just no. Nope.
Oh, and then there was the tranny in the bathroom.
Okay, so this was one of the things that me and quite a few of my Facebook friends got into a debate about. Okay, so
what is this? I haven't heard this.
Hold on. I'll let Pete explain it just after I get my point out. My point was, if there are child predators out there that are sick enough to rape children, there are child predators out there that'd be sick enough to claim transsexualism and use that to their advantage. And I was laughed at. I was told, that's wrong. Why would a pedophile do those kind of things? They would never do that.
How could you be so bigoted?
How could I be so bigoted that I hated trans people? And my whole point was, no, this is going to hurt trans people more because we know, because I was speaking on the behalf of stupid, ignorant fucking Americans who will look at transsexualism and say that they are immediately pedophiles because of stories that are going to come out against them. And guess what's happening right fucking now? Go ahead, Pete, take it away.
I'm trying to find so many articles and shit.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody like, well, you know, someone got the idea from everybody's concern over it.
Long story short, transsexual.
Yeah, long story short, transsexual man to woman, vaginally raped a 9, 10 something year old girl in a bathroom.
Trust me, this is not something that I want to say I told you so, but it is. It's
I know,
exactly
right?
what it is. It's fucked up.
Slope slipped. But I wish I could find the article because, man, some of the things that the dude, fuck, he's not a woman, some of the things the dude said and some of the other shit were just fucking off. You couldn't make it up, bro. Could not fucking make it up.
It's fucking disgusting.
But
dude.
I must have lost it. I'll have to search around for it.
I can't believe the nerve of some of these community members that are, well, he's not really a transsexual. Like, what? Like, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that he used the situation to his benefit.
That's the whole point.
And you know what?
He's not really a transsexual. That's the whole point.
Exactly.
Who is anybody to decide what this guy had hormones and shit? I do believe, but even if he didn't, like, how is anybody supposed to know who is or isn't a trans? I mean, are we supposed to inspect genitals and shit? Take blood and read hormone levels? And
with this fucking California legislation that went through just recently, saying that if you mispronounce somebody, it's a fucking, you could actually end up in jail. Like, come the fuck on.
California, you can now be jailed.
This is only helping pedophilia to go further. That's all this is.
Well, okay. You can be trans and still be a really fucking shitty person who needs to be in jail. It doesn't excuse you or your actions. Yeah. I have trans friends who do not pass as their original gender at all. Like, started out female, now have a full-on, like, lumberjack beard that they're not going to be able to pass in a female restroom.
Yeah.
So, like, here's one of those things. Like, where do we draw the line? We have to draw the line somewhere, right? Where are we supposed to draw that line?
Exactly, and so and it's like I said, like the fucking that legislation that was passed. I mean, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I mean, I could understand
at the same time
Especially
that they remove the felony charge from purposefully infecting people with HIV.
Oh, I don't even want to get on that topic. I'll get pissed. Yeah.
Another slippery slope that couldn't possibly happen.
Yeah.
Oh, and on that note, this was a lovely article in Breitbart. Julianne Moore calls for gun registry and limit on the number of guns an American can own. I swear to God.
Like, fuck? Nobody should have the right to tell you how many guns you should fucking own. Like,
I blew up on fucking Facebook, bro.
That's fucking stupid, dude.
I mean, I swear to God, I remember clearly being a kid and listening, like, you know, early, mid, late 90s, because, like, in the early 90s, it was the Brady bill was up for re-voting or something, and then there was a couple other things throughout the 90s. And I swear to God, every fucking day, if it wasn't, you know, a news program or a late night show or a talk show, or then it was movies or, you know, TV shows that were trying to be, you know, culture critics, and it was all the same arguments. It's, background checks and waiting periods are just, you know, reasonable compromises. You know, we're not going to start asking for anything like magazine bans or ammo bans or, you know, blah, 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 everything they've asked for, demanded, and gotten so far. And, and it's certainly not going to lead to a national registry or confiscation or anything. And here they are, arguing for a national registry and a limit on the number of guns. And
they've already got clip size limitations.
Here they are.
You agree, though, that there's how many massacres have we had?
And every single one of them was done again with what, Hiro? An illegal firearm. Almost every single major, even including Vegas.
Almost every single one of them.
Almost every single one of them was done with what? A fully automatic. What's illegal? A fully automatic. You are not allowed to own a fucking M4 carbine with a full clip in your house. Like, it is illegal. And the Vegas shooting was done with what? Illegal firearms.
9/11 was done with box cutters. There is no way to stop people from committing violence. And the only people who follow gun laws are law-abiding citizens, the very people who you would want to have firearms to begin with. So the only thing gun laws do is stop law-abiding people from owning them. Whereas the criminals just keep keeping on like they've always been. So it's and I swear to God, if it wasn't so hilarious, if it wasn't so tragically, ironically ludicrous, it would be hilarious. But they have asked for an inch and said it would only ever be an inch, and suggesting that it would ever go past an inch was ludicrous. And when we agree to the inch, they take a mile, and then they complain that we didn't give them 2 miles, and then they ask for another couple miles, and they have gone around the slippery slope argument like 4 different levels in this gun control thing. Same thing with transgender, same thing with LGBT rights, and same thing with like feminist stuff. It's always moving the goalpost, asking for an inch, taking a mile, and the same thing. And every time people call them out on it, it's that's a slippery slope fallacy. Just because we're asking for this doesn't mean. And every time, 2 months later, now we need that thing
that we said we weren't
asking for the exact thing that they said was never going to happen.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I think it's a little different to compare like gay people being able to get married to...
No. But here's the thing, right?
He's talking about in legislation in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I was like, what the fuck, sir?
and that's the thing. Even with like just starting with the gay marriage thing, the arguments against the arguments that were being used for gay marriage were these arguments they have no boundaries. They could be used for everything from practically pedophilia, but not quite, because that's a little different. But they could be used for bestiality. They could be used for incest and blah blah blah. And what was the counter? Oh my God, you're so bigoted. How could you even suggest that something like that would happen? That's a slippery slope and blah blah blah. And no joke, in the last year, I have seen a woman that's demanding to marry her son, a couple actually, a woman that's demanding to marry her dog, a woman that's demanding to marry a train station, a woman that's married herself.
There's already a woman who's married the Eiffel Tower, but that's France.
People who fuck plants and want to marry the moon and the earth, and on and on and on and on and on. All the things that they said the slippery slope just couldn't possibly. Here they are, and they're being demanded, just like we said they were gonna. It's beyond parody. You couldn't make this shit up. Ugh.
It's, I mean, and this is where I usually have most of my disagreements with some people. And not even Kiru, really, because me and Kiru have talked about some of these things when she was here.
And we're vastly different on the political spectrum.
Yeah, and
filthy commie.
But even with our conversations, we've both come to the realization that there has to be a limit. You know what I mean? There has to be a limit. There can't be this continuous goalpost moving, fucking pushing it back. Like you were saying, Pete, asking for an inch, taking a mile bullshit. Like there has to be a limit into where this stops. Because,
like, for example, like an animal cannot consent to sexual activity.
Yeah.
So there you go. Illegal. Like it's a pretty good start right there. Like you can't marry something that can't be consensual. Just because it can't.
It's already legal in Canada.
That it's saying yes.
They already legalized it in Canada.
Oh, Canada. Why?
Because it's Canada.
Because it's Canada, yeah.
Canada.
Canada.
Oh my goodness! The nuance, or nuance. Fuck no. The crazy parts. That's what I wanted to say. Crazy parts. Wrong wording. The crazy parts about a lot of this that's going on is it's acceptable to a lot of people, and that is something that I can't get behind or even want to try to understand. Is you want to fuck your goat? Go on ahead, buddy. It is all yours. And people are expected just to look at that and be like, oh, it's just another day in the funny farm. That's normal. No, I can't do that. No, I'm too much of an animal lover to, like, look at that and be like, okay, that's fine, guys. All right. Like, no. No. Because it's fucking... It's... Dude, like, how many fucking crazy things are going to happen in our country before, like, that line is no longer there? Like, when that line finally says, fuck it, I give up, the morale of this country is down the shitter, I'm retiring. Like, there's no...
People are still in reaction mode. Not a whole lot of people... Dude, the media did a great job of keeping this shit under wraps for as long as it could. I mean, as evil as they are, you kind of got to give them props because, they did pull it off.
I guarantee you, dude, if that whole situation with decriminalizing HIV infections, purpose infections.
Oh my God.
If that was actually captured on live television, I think there would have been a bigger uproar about it.
Oh, dude, if the debate for that bill had been put on C-SPAN, or not C-SPAN, because nobody watches C-SPAN.
I was like, what?
But say if Sargon of Akkad or Stefan Molyneux or Jordan Peterson or all three or whatever live streamed watching it and commentating on it, bruh.
Yeah.
There's no way. People would have been furious. They would have stormed the Capitol, dude. There would have been a mob in front of that Capitol building, within a couple of days. I mean, I can't even imagine what the arguments on the floor must have been when they were discussing this bill. I mean, what kind of disgusting shit did they have to say to convince a bunch of people to drop knowingly infecting people without telling them your status from a felony to a misdemeanor? Misdemeanor.
Didn't something else get dropped to a misdemeanor recently?
I believe so.
I wonder what else.
It's either way when you think about it. I mean, like, you have to wonder, like, what goes through these people's heads when this idea comes up? When they're like, where's
Gotta be inclusive, bro.
Where's
we don't want to stigmatize it.
Where's that little tick in the back of your head that tells you, hey, this is probably a bad idea?
Yeah, you're being a dumbass, bro.
Yeah, right? Like, where's that at? Like, these people are just willy-nilly fucking, hey, we're going to go to the Senate, or we're going to go to one of the House Representatives, and we're going to ask for this bill to be passed. Like, what? How does it even get that point? How did that bypass the common sense and logic node that you have in your head? Like, were you missing it that day? Did something happen?
Oh, dude, California's politicians are missing it all the time. I mean, seriously, have you heard Feinstein or any of them?
Weinstein?
I mean, they are batshit insane.
No, I like how his reason, like, I like how he was just kind of like, well, I grew up in a time where that, assaulting women was just kind of part of what we did. But I understand that that's not how today's society is, and that's not an excuse. And it's like, boy.
Who is this?
Weinstein.
Man.
I'm not quoting directly.
Right.
It was pretty much along those lines.
Like, yeah,
I grew up in a time where it was okay to do those things. Like, no.
Yeah, what time, dude?
No.
What time and where? Yeah. Screenshots or it didn't happen, bruh.
Dude, he might have some.
Fucking everybody you knew might have been doing this, but I guarantee you, like, the people that would have been living around, my parents, none of them were doing it.
What's funny is I was never like that around women as a kid or as in my younger years. Like, I've never sat there and was like, yo, I'm just gonna grab your, I'm gonna grab your pussy, I'm gonna grab your tits, just randomly, just do it, whatever. Like, it was never a
Nobody
thing for me.
does that.
Yeah, it's not a normal thing.
It's like one in 10,000, boys or whatever.
No, I know
one
it happens.
1 in 1,000.
I know it happens, but this goes right back to what I was trying to say earlier, Kira. Like, where's that little note in your head of common sense and logic? Like, what the fuck? Like, these people, I mean, and the best part about all of this, right? These motherfuckers are the same people that were saying what Eminem was rapping about was okay, and it was acceptable, but then they didn't want to talk about Weinstein fucking raping women, or better yet,
can't joke about that. That's too serious.
That's too serious. Yeah, let's talk about some Asian player of League of Legends or whatever wave his hand at somebody. Let's do that. Let's blow that up out of the way so that way the attention's off of us. Like, God, I fucking hate the news, dude. These guys are fucking idiots. Ugh, so annoying. And then, like I said, and you're right, they managed to keep busy that whole week while that bill was under legislation. Like, nobody fucking knew about that. I found out about
not until after it was passed.
After it was passed. It was like, what? Like, are
That's
you
how they always
fucking
do
insane?
this.
Back alley deals? I thought bills had to be fucking voted upon by the people. No back alley deal bullshit, right? That was the point.
Oh, no, that's not how it... Mm-mm.
Nope.
A lot of stuff gets just...
Oh, you naive bastard, you.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said supposed to.
If only our government followed that thing that's called the
supposed to,
Constitution.
goddammit. Huh?
If only our government followed that thing that's called the Constitution.
I think
Man, term limits. I'm ready for term limits to become a reality.
Oh, you know what?
Come on, Mitch-Rep fans.
I wouldn't even care about term limits if there was time limits on all bills.
No, I'm talking about the book. So pretty much in the book, people who were
It's a book named Term Limits?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. It's a fiction book, but essentially in it, some ex-military guys kind of decide to take things into their own hands because some of the people who are in charge of our country are fucking it up.
Some?
this should be interesting.
There's a couple of decent ones here and there. But no, it's pretty much like, okay, you guys need to, like, it was right before, like, the whole story is kind of, like, right before a budget's supposed to pass, but a lot of people who are forcing the budget to pass are, like, are doing it through really questionable means, and so they just start taking out the most corrupt of the politicians, and then they're like, okay, well, how many of you guys need to die before, like, you listen to what the American people want? All right, that wasn't enough? All right, we'll keep going. Is pretty much how it happened.
I mean, that's the way, like, Antifa and them are pushing it.
Like, I'm ready for it. Let's go,
Yep.
people.
I got my 12 gauge.
I'm down. Let's fucking make this bitch burn, man. Let's go.
Well, you know, I was reading something about the super volcano is supposed to erupt in, like, 2030.
In Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Volcanoes, you say?
I mean, if not, it'll be a meteor and it'll be Armageddon or something, and if not that, then it'll be, you know, Terminator, and if not that, it'll be...
Fucking
I don't know.
Skynet!
Fucking... it's gonna be China.
China.
China!
Yeah, I mean, it could be, what's that movie where the North Koreans invade?
I mean, is that, like, so, I think at that point, it's pretty much just a reality, right? At this moment? It's a matter of when. Not so much an if.
Yeah, what is it, babe? Do you remember that? What's the name of that remake where instead of the Russians, it's the North Koreans that invade us?
Red Dawn?
Red Dawn, thank you. With
You're
the
welcome.
Wolverines.
Yeah, I like that movie.
It was a good movie. I liked it.
Yo, either way.
Original one was better.
It's a good day to die. Wait, what did he say? Oh, don't worry about it. Marines don't die. They just go to hell and regroup.
So, Hot Kilt Guy, ex-Marine. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, how is he doing?
I don't know, I haven't talked to him for a while.
Yeah, she let him hit it and then like quit it and yeah.
Well, I tried to get him to come back, but he's busy. I'm just like, alright.
Oh, so your vagina had the opposite effect of what you're looking for.
Oh, no, I get plenty of messages about how great everything had gone. So, he's just one of those people who, even when we lived, like, within 20 minutes of each other, I'd see him once every 3 to 4 months.
You're like, hey, you wanna go play with wieners in like 5 minutes? Like, okay, sure. And then like another 4 months pass.
Well, no, like, we didn't have sex until your house.
Oh, that's cool.
Like,
I'm glad my house is a first for a lot of people. It's great. I love
that
it.
couch definitely got christened many times. You're welcome.
Oh, yes. The GoPro should have been up.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'd have been like, hey guys, you guys want to see what Kira does on her spare time?
Mostly just Hot Kilt Guy whenever she can.
Pretty much, pretty much.
I mean, you can't blame me. Dude's pretty, right?
Yeah, Matt's cool as shit. I actually like him. He's a pretty cool dude.
I know. I was like, you're hot, you're fun to have sex with, and you have a good sense of humor, and people that I know actually like you. This has never happened before. Which, of course,
Sounds like It sounds like you've dated a lot of renobs. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of fucking dumb renobs. It sounds.
Did
like.
I not tell you about the guy that I had to take to court because he got me thrown out of my house, stole my, he cheated on me, lied to the landlord to get me kicked out, sold everything that I owned, including my gun at the time. I tried to get the police involved. They wouldn't get involved. So he and his new girlfriend that he was cheating on me with, because all my stuff was left there because we lived together, he had access to my social security card and my birth certificate. And so she opened up a bunch of cards and stuff in my name. And they were able to get a bunch of stuff actually directly out of my bank account. And then the banks wouldn't help me without the police helping me. And then when I went to go to the police, they kicked me out. They wouldn't help me. And that is like the worst that I've had as far as dating people. But I've dated a bunch of really, really big dumbasses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. She's got terrible taste in men. So if you guys are interested in banging some chick
No.
with piercings, yeah, go hit her up. Her name's Kirasaurus on Discord.
Hey guys, I'm gonna get some sleep before tomorrow's funeral and stuff. So.
Oh, okay, man.
But I'll talk to y'all later, and I'm gonna try to get some rest. So.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
Peace.
Bye.
Well, according to Hot Kilt Guy mixing, I guess so.
I can't believe Shane left and didn't come back.
Yeah,
I wonder if it was actually because he had a bad day or if something just happened.
Well, I wonder if maybe it was just like he came in to say hi and say that he couldn't stick around, and he just used that as an excuse to just like fake rage quit.
Either that or it was a fake rage quit, but then something happened and he ended up having to go. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, he's not like a rage quitter.
No, I don't think he's actually mad at us.
I hope not.
If he is, he can get bent.
No, he's not mad at. I don't think he's mad at us.
Like I said,
it's weird too because he dropped off Discord. He didn't just leave the voice chat. He actually like logged out.
Yeah.
Watch, like he said he was going to leave, and then like his computer exploded.
Right. Internet drops out. He is in a different state than Brem.
Yeah. So
this drawing is going well, by the way.
This drawing.
Yeah, my two dudes kissing. It's going well. You can all you want. It's not for you.
Wow.
It's not for you. Yeah, she's into the weird stuff. It's all good.
I mean, who's not? Let's be honest.
Oh, now
to be fair, I have drawn more ladies kissing than men kissing.
That I can get behind.
I'm not surprised.
Well,
ladies kissing. I mean,
I'm not surprised you're not surprised.
It's ladies
I've
kissing.
talked to you for longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah?
Ladies kissing is always a welcome thing. I love it. It's like, oh, ladies, you guys are turned on with each other. Let me get my camera real fast and we'll take pictures. At 1080p, 60 frames a second.
I told a friend that I liked ladies as well, and he was just like, sweet, you should record that and put it on the internet. It's like, all right, this is how I know that you're a good friend.
yes, I agree with him. I mean, Jesus, that would be hot. I'd be like, yo, but here's the thing. You gotta make sure you have your shit locked behind some sort of, like, pay to access. And, like, I'll be your founding agent, and I'll promote that shit. Like, I mean... Like, you guys want to see Kiru ticket in the ass? There you go. Here's the link. Wait, nope,
we'll make a killing.
$300. $300 a person. Come on.
Pay-per-view. It'll be awesome.
And the good news, my treadmill came in, so, you know, I get fit.
You said treadmill, and I'm thinking clothes hanger. Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Brem. Why? why are we friends?
I ask myself that same question every day.
Every day. You know I'm not wrong.
No,
Not wrong.
You're not. I'm just. Sometimes I don't want to hear the truth.
You're like,
as Hollywood has proven, it's hard to argue that every woman has her price when apparently this disgusting man Harvey Weinstein, millions of dollars was enough for, you know, how many casting call girls did he, you know,
dip potato chip with?
Right? I mean,
Well, it's
everyone.
not only that. It's also like there were a lot of women who didn't. Like, wasn't there one woman who she was asleep and she woke up to him masturbating in her room?
Something like that, yeah. into a potted plant, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that was a different incident. There
Yeah, it might
were
have
two
been.
separate ones. So it's
What
like
the fuck?
that's, and then when she tried to report it, they ignored her.
Oh, that ain't right.
And I understand that, right? And that's harsh and horrible and
But
all
that's
that.
different than like, oh,
Absolutely.
you can make
And
me...
here's the other thing, right? Like all these celebrities now are coming out and it's, you know, oh, it's so horrible being forced to participate in this and blah blah blah. You know, you get sucked up into it and you know, you don't want to say no because you need the money and blah blah. It's like, wait a second. How long have you been making millions of dollars per movie?
Are you sure that it... Well,
You know, when
you don't want to lose that money either.
Sure, but I mean, if you were so concerned about all those women who came after you, who I acknowledge you knew were going to, you know, you don't know if they're going to get raped or whatever, but I mean, you at least knew who he was, and you knew what he was all about, and you didn't speak up about it. Why not? Where was your convictions then?
True.
Well, when you see women who try to do something about it and nothing happens, and they just get ignored, it is discouraging.
For the little person, sure, but way too many of these. I mean, these are, you know, Angelina Jolie's and stuff who have been rich and powerful for 2, 3, 4 decades, saying that, oh yeah, I experienced this, and sometimes even with Harvey Weinstein, and it's like, you guys couldn't have banded together and come up with enough money to get private investigators or trap him in something. I mean, you are literally some of the most rich and powerful people, some of the most rich and powerful people on the planet, and you're saying it was a horrible tragedy.
Yeah. Now, here's also something that you need to keep in mind, is after something like that has happened to a person, they feel like they have absolutely no power whatsoever. And some people will rise from that to do something about it, and some people will not. What's more common is not.
Sure. And if it was isolated incidents, I would totally understand. But like that joke with Seth Rogen or Seth, what was his name? Who was doing the award show in 2013 when he made the joke about the supporting actresses not needing to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein anymore?
I don't know.
Seth something or
It was Seth Green or
Seth Green?
I want to say Seth Green, but I'm not 100% on it.
Little nasally redhead guy.
I can't even remember the clip, you know. But everybody in that, I mean, it was the, you know, the Emmys, the Golden Globes. I think it was the Golden Globes. I mean, you know, hundreds of A-list millionaire actors, and he makes this joke, and every one of them is laughing. Oh yeah, that's just Harvey Weinstein. Every single one of them understood what was going on.
Oh yeah.
And probably had known for a good long time. I mean, that's the article that the dude at the the Washington Post wrote, where it was, you know, the open secret of Harvey Weinstein's. Wait a minute, open secret? It's an open secret in Hollywood? You mean all of your Hollywood friends, they all know, and they all know that each other knows, and none of you millionaires could do anything about it?
Isn't that funny how that works? Like, they have all the money and power and influence in the world, and yet not one of those dumb motherfuckers were willing to come forward.
Even when people do try to come forward, it doesn't always work out that way, though.
But here's the thing. Who do you see coming forward? So far, you've only ever seen the nobodies.
The little people.
The little guys. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you got somebody
at any time one of those little people came out, any one of those women who are now saying, oh, it was so horrible and I remember it happening to me and blah, 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 they could have come forward with their millions of dollars and helped out that woman and tried to find more little ones that they could support and bring forward and you know, build a case and shit. They could have done a lot of things, especially considering they had money and an audience. I mean, a platform. I mean, they have people who adore them.
Yeah.
It's you know, and I don't see this as being the end all, because there's a lot more that, I mean,
this is just the tip of the fucking iceberg, dude.
Yeah, as bad as Harvey Weinstein is, and again, we don't know everything that he did. I'm sure it went beyond just, you know, sexual harassment-y type stuff. But we don't know for sure about actual rapes and things like that, so I don't want to speculate. But, I mean, there's a lot of people, especially the child actors, like Macaulay Culkin had a lot of troubles, and I believe there was, it was more than just rumors about, you know, allegations of sexual misconduct and stuff. And then there was, who's the kid, Frodo in Lord of the Rings?
Oh, Corey
Elijah Wood?
Elijah Wood, yeah. Elijah Wood's been talking about that shit for a long time. And so there's quite a number of people, not to mention all of the... I mean, when it's so many, it's hard to just say, oh, it's all just a big coincidence. But there are a whole
No, I'm not saying
of...
it's a coincidence. I'm just saying that after you go through something like that, it changes who you are as a person.
And I mean, but and there's all those kid actors who got into drugs and all that and killed themselves. And there were a lot of them where it was more than just rumors that there was, you know, again, sexual misconduct going on between Hollywood type elites and these, you know, young actors or actresses. So, yeah, I guarantee this is just the beginning.
Yeah, like Corey Blacktooth was saying, like Corey Feldman came forward. His best friend came forward and then killed himself a few years ago, if you guys remember that. I mean... Yeah,
probably another suicide by 2 bullets to the back of the head.
Like, it's just insane to me. Like, it's not as insane to me as I make it, like, the way I say it like that. It's insane to me that only the little guys have come forward. Corey Feldman said he legally couldn't say anything on TV. He said that he legally couldn't tell anybody who it was that molested him.
Because it's on TV, I believe it would be slander if you don't have, if it's not like proven, or at least, you know, they can't say rapist when the person is still being tried for rape, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's slander. He's not a rape, you know, whether or not he did the crime, he's not a convicted rapist yet. So if you call him an actual rapist and not an accused rapist, or, you know, whatever, then that's technically slander. And it's the same problem Milo had when he said he was at the party seeing some not so great things with older men and younger boys. Yeah, and again, it's like, you know, all these powerful people, and how many of them have to know what's going on, because we've seen it. It's I just don't even like thinking about it.
Well, the thing is like they're saying that it's not even so much a they said, what was it? Who said this? They said it wasn't there. It's not even it wasn't considered a crime in those circles of people. It's actually considered part of their culture. I'm like, what? Like, it is so commonplace. It's part of somebody's culture.
Well, I mean, like, you know, Huma Abedin, she was married to that wiener dude, and he's a fucking pedo-y dude. And then, you know, Hillary and Dick and Bimbo's Bill, and their trips to Pedophile Island with, what was that dude's name?
Isn't it Woody Allen who married his, like, 19-year-old? stepdaughter.
Yeah. Him too. Yeah.
Hell,
He's
even
a
the
fucking
voice of
weirdo.
God
What was
married
his name?
somebody who
Was it
was
Private
younger
Island,
than his
Bill Clinton
granddaughter.
and a whole bunch of other elites. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Shit. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of it's in all those big circles. You know, politics and Hollywood and news media and all that shit. And I hope it all comes crashing down. I really do. Because we need to get that rot shit out of our culture.
Yeah, I agree. I think the sentencing and the way they handle these cases need to be a little bit more extreme for people to get the point. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. I
completely agree.
I think
that we also need better lines of and people need to be taught what consent is.
Oh, absolutely.
And how to give consent and how to recognize consent.
And not the bullshit that one asshole was posting on Twitter. I'm sure, Pete, you remember this guy. The fucking asshole that was a professor, and I want to say he was in Michigan, if I remember correctly. He was saying that if a baby... if a
mom breastfeeds her baby, she's sexually assaulting the baby because it's the baby putting its mouth on her boob is a sexual act, and she is forcing that sexual act upon the baby. Bruh.
Yeah,
I swear to God, you can't make this shit up.
and he's the same motherfucker that was saying that it's not considered rape if the child isn't crying out or some shit. Like, what?
So the most common reaction that people have after they've been raped is your body goes into this defense mechanism where it recognizes that what's happening is happening and won't stop. And so what it does is your body completely relaxes and just you disassociate. And so you don't cry out or anything because at that point it's already too late and it started. And so your body just goes into like this can't do anything to help make sure that the damage is decreased. And a lot of people think that means that suddenly that person is consenting because they're no longer saying no. And that's not the case. That's sort of like the person playing dead, an animal playing dead so it won't be eaten. It's that person no longer fighting because you can do so much more damage when you're like in that act.
And I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But to sit there and like have this motherfucker, the thing I hate most is motherfuckers think that that's consent, and it's like no,
and that is not consent.
No,
at
absolutely,
all.
Or if both people are drunk, then it's automatically the guy's responsibility, and he's a rapist because she couldn't consent due to the alcohol.
There was a channel here a while back, and I'm glad people like flagged.
But at the same time, a guy can't consent either. So a guy can be raped while drunk. So that's
absolutely.
one of those things that I'm like, yeah, being drunk means you just should not have sex.
Well, that's the thing. No matter how drunk you are, you can't drive a car and crash it or kill somebody and said, well, I was too drunk. I didn't consent to driving that car. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. Unless you were drugged or otherwise without your permission, you ingested something or an amount of something that you didn't intend to. Unless that's the case, you were the one that consumed the alcohol, and you are still responsible for your actions when you're under the influence. I mean, it's called being an adult.
Now, I have been at parties where, like, there was this one motherfucker. I was having a really great conversation with him, and then my friend, or not a friend, but she was like an acquaintance, she was like pass out drunk, and she went into a room and she was going to rest it off, and he went to follow her so that he could have sex with her. And like he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get some, and his buddy was like, yeah, and I was like, you touch her and I will murder you. And like they didn't understand that what he was doing was wrong. And I was like, she cannot say yes in her current condition. You have had one drink. Do not touch her. Like,
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's fucked up. No, absolutely. It's fucked up. People are just automatically coming to the conclusion, yo, man, I'm going to get my dick dipped, if you know what I'm saying, dog. It's like, dude, that's not right. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's horrifying what people will do to other people.
What was it, Q? It was a little while ago, actually. I think it was like last year. They were saying, that one guy was saying, Jesus, the guy raped somebody. It's not like he took their life. Remember that? And you and me were like, we like lit in. We fucking lit in on this guy. Like, the guy actually left the server because he was a fucking creeper, first off. And he tried to tell me and Kiru that people who molest or rape are still human beings and that they should be allowed to live. And I was like, excuse me? What? Because we were talking. Remember, we were talking about like how, because you and me were like really up on that. Like, yeah, kill the motherfuckers, right? And we were linking like these anti-rape kits where a woman could shove this thing up into her cooch, and when a guy puts his dick in there, he pulls out.
It's got barbs. Yeah.
Yeah. So she started posting that shit, and he just comes into the call from the text chat, just fucking flipping out on us about it. And I was like, what? Like, wait, you're actually arguing for the raper right now, right? Like, you're literally arguing for a pedophile and a raper right now.
Like, that'll destroy your dick. And it's like, you realize that you will destroy a vagina. And he's like, no, you won't. And I was like, oh, you don't think that vaginal tearing is a thing? Here's some pictures.
Yeah, like, oh, man. And then we've had, oh, this is probably like, oh, man, this had me going at one point. Where pedophilia isn't as bad as racism. That shit threw me through a fucking loop. You remember that shit, don't you, Kira? I was like, what? Like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking weirdo. Like, yo, hell no. Like, you don't get, no. Like, to have racism be worse, no. No. Like, I always find people like that extremely, like, iffy. You know what I mean? Like, just really, really iffy. Because
get the fuck away from me now.
Yeah. Like,
do we need to take you to jail or somewhere to get your head examined to make sure that you're not assaulting children?
Yo, like, we've had some interesting times in this server. We've had some,
Yeah.
So if you want to join in, no, I'm kidding.
Well, that video is way on the other channel. If you guys want to join that link, go for it. Join at your own risk. I always tell people that. Join in at your own risk. I mean, it's there.
Well, yeah, I had to go through a trial period before you were like, well, we've had girls before, and it didn't go well, so...
Well, yeah, because every dumb motherfucker in there with a dick that is like, immediately, yo, girl, show me your tits! I want to see your puss, girl! You know, like, come on. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, let them
Classy bunch.
I know, like let them say hi. Like, I had to tell some of the guys, like, yo, let her say hi first. Jesus Christ. God damn. Let her say hello first, and then hit her with the stupid shit. At least that way she knows who she's talking to. God damn.
Ah, man. You gotta hit the ground running, dude. That's the only way. Go hard, go deep. Go big or go home.
Out of thousands of people that we've ever moderated or dealt with, Kiru, how many of those people do you think are actual virgins?
Oh, like, I will say 30 to 45%.
30 to 45%?
Oh, no way. Way bigger.
And he's saying that because of the not safe for work shit that you see every day, huh, Pete?
Oh, I don't know, dude. It's not even about that, bro. It's the amount of guys who are successful with women between the ages of, 13, 14 to 20 is, dude, it's like 10%, 15% tops.
Really?
I guarantee you. I mean, it's the 80-20 rule. Throughout history, if you look at the numbers, 80% of women breed, but only about 20% of men breed.
Interesting. I never really looked at it that way.
Yeah.
Huh. I think I'd get laid more.
It ends up being it happens with everything. It's the most productive people end up getting the most wealth and and products of their productivity because they're the most productive. The most productive farmer grows the most food. He can sell more, which means you can buy more equipment and, so on and so forth. And so, the 50% of chicks are fighting over the top 3% of dudes. And then, the next maybe group of 50% is going for, 5%. And then the last, little sliver is going for the lower guys, and that last 10% or something. It's the same thing with everything. So it's hard out there for a pimp. I think that's one of the if I don't want to say like if I could pick or anything like that, but I think that's one of the biggest disparities between men's experience and women's experience is how soul crushingly awful it is to date as a guy, and have to do all the, you got to make most of the, most girls want you to make the first move, and you got to chase her.
I have never had anybody make the first move on me. It has always been me having to make the first move.
Well, it's, you do look like a fucking goonie that's been inbred to fucking Schmeagol.
That's true. I am pretty horrific looking. It makes sense why people don't just hit on me.
I mean, it makes sense why most people don't just hit on anyone, because, I mean, shit's fucking terrifying going up to somebody and trying to talk to them.
I've never had a problem with it. I'll just go up to people.
It's not the same for a girl.
Well,
Don't even give me that. It's not the same.
And, Kiryu, all she's got to do is spread her legs, and most guys are like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah, but I don't want most of those guys.
No, but that's the thing, though. That's an option for you. That is not an option for guys.
Okay. I have had one partner in, 7 years. And I've had, 2 people show interest in me in that entire time.
That is because your vagina's scary, it's dark and dank, and it smells like the mud bogs of Indiana. So, I mean...
It's true.
I mean, you have this weird thing going about you that some of these dudes like, and
I mean...
2 out of 7 years, yes.
I mean...
Blue waffles were bad.
She's got the fucking musty rainforest of the Amazon going on down there. I mean, it's crazy.
It. It's got its own ecosystem and everything at this point. It's great.
I
don't need to clean it anymore. It cleans itself.
Yeah, the crabs keep the fungus at bay.
Exactly.
They kind of grow on her like mussels do on the sides of boats on the big frigates. Yeah.
Just imagine, if you want to know what my vagina looks like, exactly like that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
Terrible. Just terrible. Every day we stray further and further from his light.
God damn it, Pete, shut the fuck up with that stupid shit. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, really though, Kiru's a great person. If she ever finds somebody that, she could settle down with and, take it in the ass on a daily basis, she'll be happy.
I really wish that Hot Kill Guide stuck around a little longer.
Aw. So is he out now? Where's he at? Where did he go?
He lives in Colorado. He only came out to help me move. And then he went right back to Colorado.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't stay here.
Aw. Well then.
That's why I've been trying to get him to visit. He's looking at going to school at a Duke. So, I mean, it's a long-ass drive away, but...
Yeah. Yeah,
Long-distance relationships, that's...
Yeah, I don't want to deal with the long-distance shit anymore.
That's a good distance from you, though. Holy shit. Well,
yeah.
Well, I mean, how long did it take for him to get from there back to his place? Was that drive probably about 8-9 hours?
Oh, he flew. He flew to Las Vegas, so he could drive.
Oh, okay.
He drove my car.
Because
I fucked up my foot and my back.
That's because you're retarded.
Yes. Not going to argue that.
Your neck, your back.
My foot. My driving foot. And I don't have cruise control.
Ah, you didn't get the. Never mind.
He was making a joke.
Oh, nope, I missed
Song
it.
reference.
Yeah, good job on fucking that up, Kiru. Jeez.
Hey, it's not my fault I didn't understand the reference. It's his for
Fucking
trying in the
plug.
first place.
No, it just shows that you're an uncultured swine.
I mean, we knew this.
Oh, man.
I'm proud
Editor
of
of
my...
NeoGAF and Polygon facing sexual harassment charges.
Oh, yeah, so... I was gonna
yeah.
yes. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
What?
Yeah, that's a thing now.
Go figure. More male feminists being exposed as rapists and sexual abusers. Who, if only somebody could have warned us.
I hate this earth more and more every day.
You gotta admit, though, it's best timeline ever. We
Man,
get
I
to
was
see all
really-
the crazy shit.
I really wish that I was living in a time where I knew that history was being made. Never mind. I changed my mind. I take it back.
Pretty
we have
much.
to go back.
Pretty much. Like, that's exactly how I feel. It's like, yeah, I wish, so much shit is going on, but yeah, it's still boring. We need more shit going on. Wait, no! Never mind, I'm sorry! Mistakes were made!
That's alright, dude. Bring it on. I'm ready.
Tactical error.
Oh my god.
Bring on Skynet.
Bring on Skynet!
Zombie apocalypse.
I'm
nuclear
ready for the
apocalypse.
end, but I have a feeling it's not going to be the end. It's not.
What was
ready
that?
for it.
What was that? What was that? Pumpkin spice latte soaps, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Starbucks pumpkin spice latte soap. Yep. That'll be it.
Oh, God.
It
Yeah.
exists already.
People say you should try if you could travel back in time and kill Hitler, would you? I say we don't even have to travel back in time. We need to stop this pumpkin spice latte soap from happening. Because
Dude, don't even. I love my fucking pumpkin spice.
just the soap. It can't be the soap. It's too ludicrous.
Nope. I like the soap too.
She's basic.
Playing with fire.
You gotta remember, she's basic white bitch.
It's like so bad. Like, I will not deny.
Basic white
Terrible.
bitch. It happens, people. It happens. It's a thing.
Yep.
Through and through.
They exist.
I want my fucking pumpkin spice latte. That's all I want to smell for all of fall.
Oh please!
That's it.
If they had pumpkin
God.
spice, fucking chloroform, she'd be down with it. All right. Just
They
saying.
had-
Little flavor on the way down.
I was like, I just want enough pumpkin spice to where my shit smells like pumpkin spice. All right. All I want. And tastes. I won't taste test. I'll have someone else do that.
Yo, what the fuck? This got weird instantly quick.
Yeah, that's
You're welcome.
That's not much better than the previous option.
You're welcome.
Who the fuck is clapping?
I'm
He-
packing smokes.
Oh, okay. I was like, the fuck?
I'm clapping for myself. Yes,
Yep.
well done. Well done, basic white bitch. Well done.
Yes.
So I'm really proud of this picture. I'm pleased with it so far.
Are you gonna? You're not gonna, by any chance, work on like what I asked you to, are you?
Oh yeah, you gotta send me a reminder for that. I got accepted. Some of my artwork got accepted into a couple calendars that I need to edit. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, I've got like 4 different projects that are coming out here soon.
Nice. Which?
Ye-
Which?
Well, I can't say it because it's all associated with my actual name. But
No,
I'll
I'm saying
tell
which
you.
calendar. No, I'm saying like which calendar. Like.
Oh, it's like fan art specific type things. So like out of the entire fandom, there's several fandoms that I'm active in, and my art got chosen. So, which was really exciting because I'm very new to one of them, and it's a very large fandom. And I was like, I am not worthy, but I am so okay with this.
My Little Pony. Yeah, that tends to be a thing.
Oh, I've been a fan of My Little Pony for forever. Have you not seen my My Little Pony art? I do have My
you
Little
are.
Pony art.
I don't know about all this.
Governor of Florida calling for a statewide emergency for Dick Spencer's arrival. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait,
She's dumbass.
There was
But-
a shooting that happened right after that.
Another shooting. Jesus Christ, where was this at?
Gainesville. 3 charged in shooting after Spencer talk.
Although I don't think she's as dumb as the senator who thought that if too many troops landed on an island, then the island would capsize.
What?
The
Swear to
stupidest thing I have ever heard
It's on YouTube.
in my entire
God
life.
damn it! I'm trying to like vape here, and you're killing it for me. What? Like this is actually
I'm
a
gonna
thing?
find that. I swear to God, bro, I'm gonna find that video too. You watch.
I was in first year of college. I forget what class it was in. I think it was like history. And there was some dumbass bitch. We were having a discussion on the population of China. This girl raises her hand and she just goes, sir, I read somewhere that like the population of China is so big that it's gonna throw the Earth off its axis. I was like, what?
Jesus Christ.
What? And then she followed up with, yeah, isn't that why they like throw all their babies in water and stuff? Like they drown their babies.
What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ.
There was another one too. I can't remember, but man, that fucker was stupid as shit too. But it was something like the island will capsize. You know, it was just some like basic fucking. God, it was something like. I want to say it was something about like air and atmosphere and like, you know, saying like the air will escape if we, you know, if we don't contain it or something like stupid, ludicrously retarded shit. And these people are making laws and deciding things for the country.
Oh, it's not rape if you get pregnant because that's just God's doing.
The fuck? That's like
That
the most
was a thing.
random
Thank you,
shit.
Missouri.
I don't think I can post. Yeah, it doesn't let me. I don't have a wrench, so I can't post links in the chat. So JC's, you have to check it out in the Game Talk shit post if you want to see it.
That is so awkward.
But I ain't lying.
Wait, you can't post links into the chat of the stream?
Not the YouTube chat now.
All right, go ahead and post something on there, and I'll mod you.
Can I be one?
Yeah. Add moderator. Boom. All right. There you go. You're modded. All right, and then.
Fancy.
Well, I
Did
need
JC
you. No, I
already
need
see
you.
it?
Kiru, I need you to actually post in the chat.
He said, "Oh Jesus."
YouTube
So
YouTube channel.
I need to.
I think he did.
Give me a link.
You
I don't have an.
Oh my
I don't have it.
goodness! What's wrong with you?
I don't have it open while I'm in here. It'll just bog down my internet.
Here, I got you.
I already get it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
He got me. Mm-hmm. Oh, snap. Not that one. Okay.
Yeah, there's the dumbass that thinks Guam will capsize.
Mhm. Hey, I've been to Guam.
Well, we're not the dumbasses that vote for these people, but
There.
yep,
Who's yelling?
my girlfriend.
Oh.
Dude, this Guam thing, that's triggering her.
That's
Oh, I've become immune. I've seen so much of this fucking cancerous shit. Nothing surprises me anymore.
You're bored of life now. There's nothing else left to see.
No, I'm not bored of life. I've got video games. I got my motorcycle. You know.
He's like straight up like, yo, fuck life. I just need to depress myself further to make me convinced that much more that I don't need to be here in this world.
Why are we looking at Baby Driver?
What? What are you talking about?
Baby Driver.
Like, I was watching the stream and it's like, watch Baby Driver.
Is it like an ad or something?
Here, I'll screenshot.
Oh yeah, because Brem's in the Brem's just in the Xbox menu, so it's got the videos and all that.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, Brem, let's watch Baby Driver. Pump it through the stream. I'm sure YouTube won't mind, right?
I still haven't
you did pay for it.
Still haven't seen Spider-Man.
Really? That's a fantastic movie.
I know, and I need to see it. And I need to see the new Blade Runner.
I heard that one was pretty good. Okay, I've heard
hoping.
conflicting reports, but at the very least, they all agreed that the action was great, the effects were good, the tone was really good, and all that kind of stuff. Some of them has some gripes with the story and some things like that, but they all pretty much said it was a well done movie. So.
Well, I'm walking in with zero expectations.
Have you seen the original?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you never know these days.
I'm older. No, you're a little older than me.
I am. But no, like Metro. Metro. I was talking to Metro the other day, and
Star Trek references. Why does no one understand Star Trek references? Beat me up.
I referenced Pulp Fiction, and he only knew it after it is, and he only knew the reference after I got to the certain part where Sam Jackson goes, say what one more time, because that's a meme, and he knows the meme, and I'm like, are you serious? You've never seen Pulp Fiction? He's like, no, motherfucker, go watch that Metro. Right now. I know, but it's Pulp Fiction.
It's Metro.
I don't care. It's Pulp Fiction. He needs to watch it.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you on that account. I'm just saying it's not surprising because it's Metro.
Yeah. His boyfriend watches
he doesn't
TV
have taste.
all day.
Yes, I know, but he doesn't have taste. He's dating Jamie.
It's true.
Aw, I'm kidding. I love you, Jamie.
Well, that's fucked up, man. What did he ever do?
I don't. I don't hate him or nothing, but certainly don't love him.
I miss spanking his ass every time I went to get some water.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, you don't understand how much that chewed me up, okay?
That's funny no matter what.
Terrible.
Terrible.
He has
human
a very
beings.
spankable ass.
Ah, man.
I think I'm done with the gay boys for now. My eyes are starting to hurt.
Yep. All sorts of nutty shit. Cambridge students warned Shakespeare's plays may distress them. Cambridge University is putting out trigger warnings for Shakespeare.
She was cracking up in the back. That was funny.
Not just that, even worse. A Mississippi school board sparked outrage this month when it voted to cut To Kill a Mockingbird from 8th grade reading lists in Biloxi. The issue? Some people complained that the book's language made them feel uncomfortable. And then they went on to the big... let's see, where was the... They say that the book encourages boys and girls to believe that women lie about being raped.
What?
Yep. Because obviously the
point of the book was that.
Right, it was the little white girl who lied about being raped by I can't remember the big black dude's name, and then Atticus Finch had to defend him and blah blah blah. And yeah, but that of course means that if if it's in a book, kids are just going to blindly believe that happens all the time, right?
Man, I read Harry Potter once, and I'm still waiting for my Hogwarts letter.
I know. I mean, Jesus, how come Die Hard hasn't happened to me yet? It happened in a movie, right?
Well, just wait.
You might get your chance.
Yeah.
The ludicrous thing about it is that's more likely. I know. Yeah. I think the whole thing's got to come toppling down. Start fresh. Now this does say what did they call it? Unverified. So I don't know if this is true or not, but it would not surprise me. But somebody is claiming that Blizzard banned them for a violation of their code of conduct. The reason was racial hatred. It was a permanent ban, and it was because he typed in chat, Doomfist is my favorite African American character.
Oh, jeez. Sensitive people much. Jesus Christ.
I don't understand how that's
sensitivity,
offensive
man.
At all. They even used African American. But I guess that's fallen out of favor now, isn't it? It's supposed to be people of color. Which is funny because
well, that depends on the area that you're in.
Yeah, and I thought colored people were such a horrible racist term, but apparently people of color is somewhat better, I guess. So hard to keep up with these rules. Every time I think of this, can't remember if it was like Ben Shapiro or Louder with Crowder, but they're playing this clip of The View where there's all these LGBT representatives, peoples in there, and they're talking about their sex life and all this other shit, and they turn to this she person and ask her something, and she says, well, I'm pan-romantic, but
pan-romantic?
A pan-romantic asexual?
No, it wasn't asexual. It was pan-romantic something else sexual, because she was romantically interested in both men and women, but she was only sexually interested in men.
So a pan-romantic heterosexual?
Something like that, but it was an even more ludicrous word. And then the interviewer turns to like the 7 other people, and she's like, do you guys understand all this? And they all just kind of nod along and like, yeah, we understand, yeah.
Demisexual doesn't mean only one sex, though. Go get.
And so but the funniest thing, man, Crowder was going off on this chick, because the interview was longer and he goes a little more in depth into it. But the thing about it is he made a good point, because she says she's pan-romantic, she's romantically attracted to both sexes. Or no, wait, excuse me. She's sexually attracted to both sexes, but she's only romantically attracted to women. So she's good God. She's pansexual, but something romantic, homo-romantic or something like that. And so Crowder's like, okay, so wait a second. So you're only romantically attracted to women, but you like having sex with guys and presumably girls as well. So basically, you are every frat boy douche you've ever complained about who fucks women, or excuse me, who uses women for nothing but sex, because that's exactly what you are doing. You are using men for nothing but sex and then having relationships with women. And it's like, these people are the exact things they fucking complain about, and they hide it with fucking these ridiculous terms, and they try and control everybody's language around them by making them use these fucking ridiculous pan-romantic, pansexual, homo-romantic fucking nonsense.
Hey, I'm pansexual.
And she's a
It makes
potato.
you want to go on a killing spree. It really fucking does.
And she's a potato.
It makes you start thinking Hitler didn't do nothing, man.
Excuse me, sir, but Hitler was my idol.
Oh my lord.
Oh, God damn it.
I think you're dying.
Yeah, a little bit. I died on the inside.
And man, I mean, she said it with the most smug as fuck look on her face, too. Like, she knew that she was practically admitting that she was the exact frat boy douche that, she would be complaining about in her feminist blog about rape culture. It's just, God, these people are beyond parody.
I understand. It is quite a bit to try to take in and try to be being that understanding person. Trust me, dude, I've been trying to be that understanding person for a very, very long time, and it's really fucking hard to do, especially when you have new standards for how you're supposed to address people every day being introduced.
Yeah, every other week some new shit's coming out.
Yeah, you have a new fucking sexual orientation that was just discovered or just created out of somebody else's feelings.
And new genders are popping. I mean, what's the list up? Last I heard, the list was over 350, and that was months ago. So God only knows how many genders there are now.
862.
Oh my God! Shut your mouth.
Here's the stupid thing, right? I can't tell if you're joking or not. I really can't, because it could easily be that high. It could easily be higher. Who the fuck knows?
Well, I mean, there are other cultures to take into consideration because other cultures have.
But hey, we don't want to culturally appropriate, so make sure we keep them divided and separate.
Hey, now some cultures don't mind. Like, some cultures don't mind.
But we can't make that assumption.
The majority of cultures don't mind. The only people that really mind are people that are trying to white knight for everybody else's causes.
Yeah, these fuck stains.
Like, I'll put it this way. I've told a lot of people here before. Like, I've grown up in a ghetto. I've gone through my life in these different situations, and never once have I ever heard a black dude or a Mexican say, "Stop acting like you're black" or "Stop acting like you're Mexican." In fact, usually, if they like the person, that person is in their group. So, I mean, to hear these kids nowadays going that cultural appropriation is evil, it's bad, it shouldn't be done. It's like, shut the fuck up. Really. Like, just shut up. Like, nobody cared about this before you guys. Like, you guys come around and it's like, oh, time to be fucking politically correct. Time to be fucking, I gotta be understanding of everybody else's feelings because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelers. It's like, Jesus.
The perfect microcosm of this is that burrito stand in Seattle that got shut down by social justice warriors. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
There were these two women who went down to Mexico, I believe, but it might have been South America as well. And while they were there, they had apparently some really good tortillas in just some, food or some, restaurant-ish cantina that was, owned and operated by some, family. And so they had a great tortilla recipe that was probably, generations old, and they asked about it and they learned about it and they went home and they tried all sorts of things and they ended up coming up with some similar but with their own twist to it burritos where the tortillas were based on that, on a real authentic Mexican family recipe. And they started selling these, some of them were kind of kooky, but, some of them were more normal. And they were pretty successful, but social justice warriors came along and said, that's cultural appropriation. You stole that burrito recipe from that family and literally shut them down. So a group of social justice warriors who claim that women get the shaft in life and everything is much harder for them and it's so tough for them to succeed in the business world, forcefully shut down a business that was started by two women for their own political nonsense.
Well, to be fair, they probably would have done that exact same thing if it had been two men.
Oh, sure, but I love the hypocrisy I love that they, you know, it's you know, oh, you can't do this to women, you can't do that to women, and blah blah blah, until it's a woman who doesn't agree with your political position, or, you know, goes off.
Watching the regressive left cannibalize the left, like, I love it.
Yeah.
It is fucking amazing. I have never seen so much leftists attack one another before in my life. Like, I'm just like, yo, I'm just gonna sit back here with my popcorn.
Yep.
And I'm gonna let you guys continue.
I'm just here for the comments. Don't mind me.
I mean, it's happened a lot. Look at what fucking
Ben Affleck,
yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel. Oh yeah, I mean it's been going around.
You've been going around.
Yes.
He's got his weekends.
But yeah, no, it's
He's got his weekends. He's allowed to explore.
it's glorious, man. I'm loving it.
Gay.
Gay.
For my, I think this is the last one that I found.
Okay, there we go. I think we're back. Yep, it looks like we're back. Sorry, guys. Sorry about all of that. Kira, you were just about to tell me. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't know how many of these people have actually heard what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say is I know Kiru personally. She lived with me, and we've talked a lot. And she's...
For anybody who doesn't believe me about the ludicrous
stream's
limit of the
dead.
universe.
And
no.
we're back, and we're back, and we're back. Let's see how long it lasts before it goes down again.
Yeah, what the hell?
I'm going to turn my Xbox off, and hopefully that fixes it. Let's see.
Progress.